Sauce Gardner.
Sauce Gardner is a New York Jet!
Swaggy Sauce Gardner.
I love Sauce. I love his tape. I love his press technique. I love his confidence. He has everything you want to see in the position. And I think Robert Saleh in this scheme is perfect. It's a hand-in-glove fit for him, man.
Garrett Wilson.
It's Garrett Wilson! The New York Jets have just got two big-time playmakers!
I believe that Garrett Wilson is going to be the most impactful rookie receiver in this class. And I think we see Zach Wilson play like he did the last 6 games of the year, times 10, and have a phenomenal second season.
Wow, you think? Yeah! Let's Jermaine Johnson!
Breece Hall, running back, Iowa State.
Breece Hall, oh my God, they got him! They went offense. They went with the best running back in the draft. Jeremy Rucker, oh my God! The Long Island native is a New York Jet! J-E-T-S, Jet! Let's go!
Hey, yo! It's Victory Monday! And we celebrating live here on Jets Media. The Jets are 2-2. Let's go! Woo! We got a fun show today. I know the music's blasting. You guys don't need to tell me we're blasting music to start off the intro because we're dancing our way to 2-2, baby! All right. Welcome into the show, everybody. We got a great stream for you guys today on Monday, Victory Monday. Smash that thumbs up on your way in. We got a special guest who'll be joining very shortly, and it is going to be a phenomenal stream. We're going to be breaking down everything we saw from the New York Jets yesterday. Zach Wilson's comeback victory, the defense getting takeaways, getting timely clutch plays from the defense. Robert Saleh having a phenomenal game in the fourth quarter, managing the clock. So much fun stuff is coming your way in today's live stream. So guys, make sure you hit that thumbs up button on your way in. Without further ado, let's get the guest in. My guy, Jack, is in the building to celebrate with the gang. What's good, Jack?
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Happy Victory Monday to all of you, especially to you, my friend. What a feeling when I woke up today. It's just a beautiful day. And it's not a beautiful day. It's actually a really crappy day outside here in New York. But internally, it's a beautiful day, baby. I haven't taken this sweatshirt off in over 24 hours now. I don't know if it's going to come off at all this whole week because I'm repping and I'm repping hard and I'm proud of this team, baby. Let's get it.
That's what I like to hear. So the Jets are coming off a big-time win yesterday. They are 2-2 out of the AFC North gauntlet that we were all looking forward to start off the season. And there is so much fun stuff to get into in this live stream, guys. I hope you're enjoying your Monday because I know I am. Because if you're not enjoying your Monday, I don't know what's wrong with you. There's so many things that went right for the Jets yesterday. And listen, it was not a perfect game. There was a lot of sloppy plays. But what we saw yesterday is that this Jets team has talent. This Jets team has a coaching staff that actually maximized that talent. The game plan from Robert Saleh defensively was perfect. We did a phenomenal job against the Pittsburgh Steelers defensively. Offensively speaking, it was an up and down battle. Zach Wilson was definitely rusty. We all expected Zach to be rusty. But what did he do? He shook off the rust and he stepped up when he needed to the most. He had a phenomenal fourth quarter performance that should get every single Jets fans giddy as Zach Wilson hits the gritty. So this is a phenomenal day for so many reasons because I said the season starts yesterday. The season begins when Zach Wilson's under center. We had Joe Flacco for the first 3 weeks, and luckily for us, Joe Flacco somehow pulled off a miracle W against the Cleveland Browns that really saved the season. So now we're 2-2. We're 500 at the start of October, and we have the sole possession of third place in the division with the New England Patriots in last. And now we go up against the Miami Dolphins with potentially their backup quarterback this Sunday for Jets Media Day. This team does not quit. This team has grit, and this team has heart. And that's the biggest thing that I've noticed from this team. And I'm going to continue that for every single Jets game that I watched this year, is that it's not over until it's over. I remember during my live stream yesterday in the third quarter when everything was starting to go down. Remember that third quarter was abysmal. We start off punt, then Steelers touchdown, then Zach Wilson interception, and then the next drive, punt, and everything was looking bad. And I saw everybody in the chat screaming at me, Richie Saleh's awful, fire him, Zach Wilson's a bust, this Jets team is terrible. I'm like, guys, it's the third quarter. We're down by 10 points. This game is not over. Why are you all so reactive and so negative? I get it, we're a scarred fan base. But did you not see what we pulled off against the Browns? And I kept my faith. I kept my belief in the Robert Saleh's New York Jets, and they pulled through and got the W. So, Jack, I know we celebrated live yesterday right after the W, but give me your overall thoughts of that victory and just how you're feeling before we get into the deep analytical portion of that game.
Man, you could make the argument that the Browns game was a total fluke. Yesterday was not. That fourth quarter was all Jets. It was all Zach Wilson. It was all Robert Saleh, leading his young team to victory. So this one feels good, man. I don't want to hear that it's against, the Steelers, who look like crap this year. So what, man? It was in Pittsburgh. It's a tough game. Mike Tomlin's one of the better head coaches in football. It was a winnable game for sure, but definitely not a given by any means. So the fact that, we had the third quarter that we did and then followed it up with the fourth quarter that we did just shows the resilience and the heart that this young team really has, man. And, I'll throw Saleh in the mix there as well. It was a huge, huge win for Coach Saleh. And I just couldn't be any more stoked for this whole organization, man. This was a very big one, and it gives us much needed momentum heading into Miami back at home next week for Jets Media Day, baby. So stars are like kind of aligning right now, man.
It really is.
I don't want to get too hyped right now, but like, oh God. So
listen, this is exactly what we needed to happen, and that's why we're allowed to be hyped, because we're not 1-3. We're not 0-4. And that was the two nightmares that I had in my head starting off the season. If we start off 0-4, if we start off 1-3, it's just going to be the same old Jets starting off the season slow. And I knew 3-1 was not realistic. I did not think that was possible, to be real with you guys, with the schedule. But I knew 2-2 was realistic if everything that we were hyping up this team in the offseason was true. And guess what, Jack, and everyone in the chat? It is true, because the talent that Joe Douglas brought in the offseason and the past couple drafts is proving that this team is different. And the best part about it, it's the young guns that's proven to be a big piece to this team. Shout out Elijah Vera-Tucker being probably the best player on this entire team. Shout out Zach Wilson in his debut. Sauce Gardner continues to dominate as a rookie. Breece Hall is showing that he is a star running back in the making. All the players that I'm bringing up are draft picks. So the Jets are building this team, and it is so, so exciting. And I cannot wait to get deeper into this game with all you guys. So everybody in the chat, please make sure you hit that like button on your way in so we get as many Jets fans in the chat. We're going to have a long stream. At the end of the show, we're going to have you guys come on, and you guys can give your thoughts of the Jets victory, because I want to hear you guys. You guys deserve a platform to give your thoughts of that Jets victory. Where is your head at? What was your reaction like? And man, it feels good to be talking about a game like yesterday, because listen, this is a big-time piece for the future of this team. And I love that we have the most negative Jets fan on Jets Media live stream back in the chat after he was saying that, Richie, the Jets are going to lose. And then he says, Jets have not played one game of good football. Shout out Modine. Even when they win, he will not give them credit. I love it. Absolutely love it. So we're going to give a quick shout out to the sponsor of the Monday show here on Jets Media, which is Mojo, because you know that the stock market is looking a little different after that game yesterday. So I told you guys, if you believe in Zach Wilson in his return, you should have bought him. You should have bought shares in Zach Wilson, because if you did, you'd be up money right now. So Zach Wilson has a just under 5% increase from that performance yesterday. Zach Wilson is the guy to invest in, because he's only at $34 a share on Mojo. And if you guys think that Zach Wilson is going to continue in the right direction and play good football this season and beyond, now is when you want to buy him. So download Mojo down below in the description if you want to be part of the Mojo family and you live in New Jersey, you can trade right now. Even if you don't live in New Jersey, make sure you download the app because it's definitely coming to wherever your location is. I cannot wait for it to be in New York because I will be buying shares in all my Jets players because I believe, not all of them, but the players that I believe in, like Zach Wilson, I would definitely buy shares in. Corey Davis, he actually went up. I don't know if anybody's going to be buying stock in Corey Davis because he kind of is a veteran. He's not like a guy that's going to explode and have a really good future in his career, but a guy that is going to have a bright future in Breece Hall. He goes up 2.62% after yesterday's game as well. So if you really want to look at this Mojo stock market, all the Jets players are trending up. And then you look at the other three players I want to talk about. Garrett Wilson, he's up 8.37%. Elijah Moore, he's been steady. You know, he's going down a little bit, only 0.66%, so it's not a drastic decrease. But I think he is a perfect price right now to invest in Elijah Moore because of his value only at $14. And Tyler Conklin is proving to be the Jets' #1 tight end this year. I know that he has some issues where, like, he has a couple of really bad plays, but when you need him the most, he pulls through. I will give him, a little X for that interception because I feel like he could have came down with that. But hey, he bounced back and had crucial third down plays. So, Jack, what's your thoughts of how Mojo's stock market looks like after yesterday's game? Anything that really stands out to you?
It's interesting, man. I think, you look at Corey Davis, who came up big in the clutch yesterday. I can definitely understand why his stock is on the rise. Breece Hall as well. We'll talk about him later in the stream as well, but I can definitely understand why his stock is on the rise. And obviously Zach Wilson for sure. And then back to the other page, Rich. Garrett Wilson continuing to rise, which is interesting after a kind of weird day for Garrett Wilson and Elijah Moore overall yesterday. And then Elijah Moore going down. That's probably the one I'm looking at if I'm looking to buy, because we can see that obviously it didn't last throughout the whole game, but as soon as, the offense got on the field yesterday, you can tell that Zach Wilson and Elijah Moore have already had a year together, whereas Zach Wilson and Garrett Wilson have not. Elijah Moore got a couple big catches early in the game. And I think that it's clear that with Zach Wilson as our quarterback, Elijah Moore is more of a threat to get the ball in his hands. So I would imagine that Elijah Moore stock within the next couple weeks is going to be back in the green. So that'd be one I would think about potentially hopping on. And then Conklin, I agree with you. That interception probably was on him. Tough ball to catch, but it did hit both of his hands. But yeah, man, he had a couple of solid catch and runs for us yesterday as well. So I can understand why his stock has continued to rise.
It's only at $3.88, so it's really cheap. And Tyler Conklin's on pace to be the best tight end in franchise history if he continues what he's doing statistically. That's how bad that position has been for a long, long time. And all these graphics that we have is based off a week. So, for example, like Garrett Wilson spiked last week, and then he has a slight little dip. That was from the game. If you see that slight little dip from Garrett Wilson. So he did go down just a little bit from yesterday's performance just because he only had 2 catches on the day. But, guys, if you're going to invest in Mojo and you want to really – if you really want to have a long-term solution in your money, I'd go all in on Zach Wilson because the quarterback position in Mojo is valued so high. And you look at the best quarterbacks in the league, like Josh Allen, he's at $90. You see Mahomes, he's over 100. You see, and I'm not saying Zach Wilson is going to become those type of players, but if Zach Wilson just starts proving to be a starting caliber quarterback in this league and looking like a guy that is the franchise QB for the Jets, and he comes out there and wins us games, and he looks like a top 12, top 13, top 15 quarterback in the league, guess what? This $34 is going to be in the 50s, in the 60s, guaranteed. So if you buy like 10 shares of Zach Wilson's value of his stock, you're going to be making money. So that's why if I was living in New Jersey, which unfortunately I'm not because of Mojo's only legal there at this moment, I cannot share, but I know there's a lot of Jersey Jets fans. So make sure you guys go down below in the description, download Mojo today, because this is when you want to invest in the Jets because we're young now. If you guys feel like this offense is going to rise over time, you don't want to wait for them to rise to invest in. You want to invest in them now. So shout out to Mojo. This is a phenomenal app, and I cannot wait to get my hands on it in terms of trading. I already have the app downloaded on my phone because I love looking at the stocks. I love seeing the top movers, the top fallers. And don't forget, guys, you can bet on people to fall on the stock market. So not that you'd want to root for a downfall of a Jets player, but say there's a rival, there's a player you don't like, and you feel like he's trending in the wrong direction, you can bet on him to fall. You can, and that's really funny. Say you feel like Tua is going to come back and not be good again, and he's just not, all the hype around Tua is so high because his value is going up. You can bet on his stock to fall if you wanted to do that. Tua is just an example, so I can give you that. So this is a great app. If you guys want to download it, it is down below in the description. And we're going to talk about Mojo later on in the stream as well. So listen, man, I feel like it's really fun to see how the Jets players are just trending up on that stock market, because that's telling me that their value is going up. The value is basically based off of their stats, based off their off the field stuff, on the field stuff, their personalities, their fame within the NFL, like how many fans they have. And Zach Wilson is definitely a very likable quarterback amongst the NFL. He's got the swag. He's grittying. He is that guy that's going to be, kind of like I don't want to say the face of, but a big piece of the new generation of fans, talking about the young NFL fans. I feel like they're going to gravitate towards Zach Wilson if he continues to impress.
Yeah, dude. I think that Zach Wilson has that kind of personality and potential that we really didn't see with that we haven't seen with a Jets quarterback in a while. He is a likable guy, whereas Mark Sanchez was super easy to hate on. Sam Darnold was super easy to hate on. It does really feel different with Zach. I can't even put my finger on it, but it does feel different. It does feel like first of all, it feels like his teammates love him and support him, and want to win for him, which is great to see from such a young player like Zach is. And then his continued resilience, and the fact that he never looked flustered yesterday. You mentioned the word poise a lot yesterday, and you can definitely see it, man. And was it a perfect game? No. We all can acknowledge that, but the fact that this young man went out there, overcame the adversity of the third quarter and the interceptions, and came back and won us a game and had basically a perfect fourth quarter. So stoked on that. Obviously, lots of improvements that need to be made, but if we can just keep seeing small improvements every game, I think we really, I think that this kid could be special, man. I really do.
Yeah, let's start it off with Zach Wilson, man, because Zach Wilson, he really did impress me. And, the one thing about Zach Wilson that I was hopeful to see on Sunday was, like what Jack mentioned, his poise, his confidence, because what you want to see in a young quarterback going from year 1 to year 2, it's not the cool throws, it's not the razzle dazzle, it's not the flashiness, it's not that. It's the mental makeup. And Zach Wilson proved that to me yesterday. He really did. And his ability to stay within the pocket while it's collapsing and step up and throw in the pocket with 7 Steelers in his face, that is veteran style quarterback play. That is a leap in the right direction. And that's what we need to see from him. And the fact that he was doing that consistently yesterday in the fourth quarter gives me so much excitement for Zach Wilson, because I've always said that I believe in Zach Wilson's physical traits to be a franchise quarterback. He has the athleticism. He has the mobility. He has the arm. He has everything physically. But you're not going to be a successful quarterback in this league if you cannot connect your mind to your body and not be able to break things down, and not be able to, be rattled in the big moment. And that's exactly what he did. He went out there on that game-winning drive. Breece Hall said in an interview that Zach Wilson told him, let's go score this effing touchdown. And that riled up their guys. They saw their quarterback instill confidence in their players. Zach Wilson didn't just say that because he just let's go get a touchdown. He backed it up. They went out there and they got the touchdown. So the fact that Zach Wilson had that confidence and he was instilling that confidence in his guys, you know what that tells me, Jack? That he's a leader, that guys want to play for him, and he's got the clutch gene. Because that was another big thing. I'm like, is there going to be a game this year where Zach Wilson wins it for us in the fourth quarter? And he did that yesterday. And that is music to my ears, because it wasn't, Joe Flacco did it in the miracle win with that comeback. That felt great. But there was still a little part of me okay, I love that we won. There's nothing wrong about it, but I kind of wish Zach Wilson did that because that would make me feel even better. Zach Wilson did that yesterday, and it makes me feel great for the future of him.
100%, man. This kind of actually leads me into the first question I had prepared for you, if you'd like to hear it or if you want to wait it out a little.
Of course, yeah.
You. All right, guys. So I figured I'd prepare a couple questions for Rich this morning. And he'll be like, the Rich Eisen, and I'll be like the other dude that asks him all the questions on a Monday morning. So that leads me to the first one, man. I don't know if you heard this morning on Get Up what Rex Ryan had to say about our young quarterback.
I did not, actually.
Very crazy statement. Obviously, it's Rex Ryan, who's known to make a lot of crazy statements, but Rex Ryan called Zach Wilson the most talented quarterback the Jets have had since Namath himself.
He said that today.
Is this an overreaction or is this not an overreaction? The
What's crazy?
Talented quarterback.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Rex Ryan already said this before. I think he said this when we drafted him and when he was starting playing well last year. I could be wrong, but that's why I asked you, did he say this today? Because it sounds familiar. So he's definitely reinstating what he originally said.
Okay.
So that makes me believe that he's not overreacting to this. He kind of always felt that about Zach Wilson. It's just a matter of if he can prove it, and he proved it yesterday. So when it comes to the talent-wise, listen, he does have the talent. And we're talking just talent point because that's what Rex Ryan said. He said that he is the most talented quarterback the Jets have had since Joe Namath. If you think about all the quarterbacks that's between Joe Namath and Zach Wilson, we're talking physical arm talent here. Zach Wilson has everything you want in a physical talent at the quarterback spot, especially in the modern day today NFL. Now, he has a lot to prove before he can be in that pedestal of being the best quarterback since Joe Namath. I don't think that's what he's saying, but he is the most talented. So it's up to the Jets as an organization to build around him properly to really maximize that potential. And I think Joe Douglas is doing just that. Joe Douglas deserves so much credit for the job that he's doing to surround Zach Wilson. Now, the big issue is that's not Joe Douglas's fault, is the injuries up front. That's really hurting this team. But Zach Wilson only got sacked once. And that's why I have to make sure people need to realize this about Zach Wilson's box score before we get into the next question, Jack. Mm-hmm. The 18 of 36, 50 completion percentage. It looks bad on paper. But Zach Wilson sacrificed his completion percentage by not getting sacked. The amount of times there was pressure and Zach Wilson's dancing around, avoiding, and throwing the ball away, I mean, it had to be 10 times or something like that. So the completion percentage is skewed, in my opinion. He didn't have a perfect game. I'm not saying that, you have to look at the box score and think that he had a great 4 quarters. That's not what I'm saying. He struggled in that third quarter and the end of the second half when he had the first half when he had that bad interception that needs to be worked on. But he sacrificed his completion percentage. There were so many incompletions where he was just trying to throw the ball away. And you know what that tells me? He's evolving mentally because last year he would not have done that. He would have held on to the ball a little too long. He would have stayed in the pocket too long, and he would have been sacked. He would have forced it over the middle for an interception instead of throwing it away. That's that mental progression that you like to see from Zach Wilson.
Yeah, man, I agree. And I think that, he definitely could be the most just raw talented quarterback that we've had in a long, long, long time. So to the next question, and this is kind of a loaded question, but they will get more specific. How big is this win for Robert Saleh specifically?
This is a gigantic win for the head coach, man, because the fan base, not everybody, but there's a good portion of the fan base that started turning against Saleh, questioning Saleh, and they're saying his seat's getting hot. And listen, we're a fan base that has been around so many different head coaches that just can't get it done in New York. And my favorite part about Robert Saleh, that receipts comment that he had, I might be in the minority, but at the time, I loved it because people twisted his words and made it seem like Robert Saleh was speaking to us, speaking to the media, speaking to the fans. That is not who he was talking to. He was talking to his guys. He was talking to the locker room. He instilled confidence in his players because when you're a player of the New York Jets and you hear your head coach go on there, speak to the world and say, I'm taking receipts of everybody doubting the Jets because we're going to turn this organization around and I cannot wait to prove you all wrong. When you're a player and you hear your head coach have that confidence, and he wasn't just saying that, you can feel the genuine nature that Robert Saleh really believes in this team. And when I heard Saleh say that, I'm like, let's go. Because if it doesn't go well and say he does go downhill, and listen, there's still a lot of proving to be done for Robert Saleh. He hasn't proved to be the answer for the coach just yet. But my point is, at that point, when Robert Saleh had that receipts comment, guess what, Jack? The Jets are 2-1. So he answered the bell. And this victory going up against one of the best head coaches of this generation that you and I both respect so much in Mike Tomlin, and having a phenomenal game plan defensively. And you got to give Robert Saleh credit for this. Two things, coaching-wise, that you got to give Robert Saleh credit, because there was a lot of questions about Robert Saleh managing the game and, timeout usage. In the fourth quarter, Zach Wilson fires on 2nd and 9. Beautiful pass. Corey Davis catches it. You look at the review, it could have hit the ground there. It was a little bobble. And what do the Jets do? They do up-tempo, snap the ball. They cannot challenge. Perfect. Because Robert Saleh made sure that there was an up-tempo offense, and they snapped the ball so they avoided the Steelers to challenge. And the next thing they did, they managed the clock absolutely perfectly at the end of the game. You could not have asked for a better situation. Now, I can guarantee there's a lot of Jets fans, and even me at the time, was like, oh my God, the clock's ticking, call a timeout. We're like, what's going on? Like, holy crap, we're at the goal line. We're down by 3. The clock is going all the way up to under 20 seconds. Like, what's going on? But then right when he called a timeout at 18 seconds to go, it's still 2 timeouts. You're like, wait, this is genius. Because if we punch this ball in, we're not giving the Steelers any chance. If they called a timeout earlier with 45 seconds to go, and then we scored a touchdown, you're giving the Steelers an opportunity to go out there and win the game. So Robert Saleh really impressed me yesterday. And to answer your question, Jack, this is a big-time win for him, because the media is turning against him. The fan base is turning against him, and the losses are going to be magnetized. I mean, last week, everyone was like, what is Saleh doing? Saleh's this, Saleh's that. And then we win, and people are starting giving him credit. So please, for everybody hating on Saleh when we lose, give him that same energy when he wins, because he deserves a lot of credit for yesterday's W.
I agree with you, man. Big win for Coach Saleh. Huge. All right, man. Next question. Jets. The Jets defense currently has 6 interceptions on the year through 4 games, which is kind of wild for us Jets fans, something we're not used to at all. Surprisingly, after 3 horrible games, LaMarcus Joyner leads the pack with 2 picks, both coming yesterday. Ashton Davis with a pick, DJ Reed with a pick, MC2 with a pick, and who am I missing?
DJ Reed.
Whitehead with a pick. So my question to you, Rich, which New York Jets defensive back will finish the year with the most interceptions? Will it be LaMarcus Joyner?
Hey, man, the cool thing about that is the best player in the secondary doesn't have a pick yet, and that's Sauce.
Exactly. You said that, because I was going to say that as well.
And he is balling out, guys. Sauce Gardner, 7 targets, 2 catches, 9 yards, and he should get all the credit for that interception. And shout out to Michael Carter II for giving Sauce credit. Michael Carter II tweeted yesterday, shout out to Sauce for the assist. And then Sauce quote tweeted saying, I got you, my guy, more to come. Oh, that gives me chills. But to answer your question, Jack, listen, the safeties balled out yesterday, and they deserve flowers, because Jets fans, including me, Jack, everyone in the chat, has been hating on these safeties, rightfully so, because they've been playing terrible football for the first 3 weeks. Terrible. LaMarcus Joyner, Jordan Whitehead, terrible football the first 3 weeks. But guess what? This is a long season, and you cannot evaluate players based off just 3-game stretches, because LaMarcus Joyner is a seasoned veteran. He's a very good football player in his prime, and obviously he's not in his prime anymore. Jordan Whitehead, he's young. He's coming off his rookie contract. So I am really, really blown away by these safeties yesterday. They balled out. So who's going to lead the Jets in interceptions? That's a really great question. Now, it could be Sauce. Sauce can all of a sudden start getting going and start ripping the ball out of the air. But it seems like that they don't throw Sauce the ball enough to get those interceptions. I feel like he's going to be more of that guy that's, deflecting the ball and it's tipped. I can see Joyner continue getting picks because safeties really have a lot of interceptions. DJ Reed is another guy who I can see to break out. So to answer your question, I mean, I think it's between LaMarcus Joyner, DJ Reed, or Sauce. I don't think Whitehead is going to be a guy that's going to get a lot of interceptions. Guys, everyone in the chat, answer Jack's question. If you can guess who's going to lead the Jets secondary or the Jets defense in interceptions by the end of the season, who will it be? It's crazy that I'm saying, yeah, LaMarcus Joyner is going to lead them in picks after he has been terrible the first 2 weeks. Now he has 2. So who do you think is going to lead the Jets in picks?
I think it's interesting that you don't think Whitehead could be that guy, because I think it could be Whitehead, man.
Oh, yeah?
He's already
He
got
should have had 2.
I was going to say that. I was just going to mention that he should have had his second yesterday as well. So I think Whitehead could end up being that sneaky guy that becomes a ball hawk out there, which we need, man. So if these safeties can all of a sudden, and listen, I understand we were going against Mitch Trubisky and then Kenny Pickett yesterday making his first NFL start, but a win is a win, and these safeties came to play yesterday. So I think it very well could be one of them. I think when you look at DJ Reed and Sauce Gardner, there's not a lot of interceptable looks that go their way, if that makes much sense. It's either
Sauce is always like just blanketing the receiver, like his head's not to the ball, which I gotta respect because it's working.
Exactly, that's exactly my point. So I'm actually going to go with Whitehead.
Yeah, I like that. So I think a lot of that has to do with them continuing to do what they did yesterday and just get lucky with those tips, and just outside of Joyner's 2 interceptions, I mean, the first play he had it was like the first play of the game. Trubisky tried to bomb down the field to Pickens or Johnson. I forgot who the receiver was. And Joyner had a great pass deflection. And then he had another play and another play. I was like, wow, Joyner is balling out. So I love Whitehead is your answer. I'd like to see a linebacker get a pick, maybe Quan or CJ this week, or anybody to get a pick.
Yeah. All right, man. You ready for the next one?
Hell yeah.
I got a few more for you. All right, man. This is an interesting one. Fact or fiction? Corey Davis is the Jets' most reliable receiver. Not the most skilled, but the most reliable.
Now, everybody that watches my channel knows how I feel about Corey Davis, because I think he is so undervalued by this fan base. He really is. They take one mistake and magnetize it, saying that this guy is an absolute bum and trade his ass. And I'm like, why? He is a veteran on this team that he showed yesterday exactly my point. Is what happened in the fourth quarter, Jack. Who stepped up? It was Corey Davis. Now, there are some times where he's not reliable, right? So I'm not going to sit here and just give you guys just false news saying that whenever the ball's thrown his way, he's reliable and he answers the question. But
who was Zach looking for in the fourth?
Exactly. I stood on this hill, and even going into the game, I have a feeling Corey Davis is going to have his best game of the season, simply because Zach Wilson has the best chemistry with Corey Davis from last year. You remember the start to Zach Wilson last year, the first 2 touchdown passes of Zach's life, it both went to Corey Davis. And he was force-feeding the ball to Corey Davis too much, to the point where we're like, Zach, you got to look somewhere else. And he was a rookie, so it makes sense. So I think Jets fans need to really understand that Corey Davis's role on this team is so important. And the fact that people want to trade him away at the deadline makes no sense to me. Why would you want to get away a veteran, reliable receiver for your young weapon when we're trying to develop our young quarterback? So to answer your question, Jack, it's a fact to me, because he showed it yesterday. Did he drop a ball? No. 4th and 7. Post route over the middle, complete. First down. 2nd and 9. Zip to Corey Davis. First down. The Jets are down 20-10 in the fourth quarter. They need a touchdown. 3rd and goal from the 6-yard line. He runs a beautiful route. Great play design in the red zone by Mike LaFleur to get Corey Davis open. Touchdown. So people really need to give Corey Davis his credit, because Corey Davis is answering the bell. He's a veteran. He's not as talented as Garrett Wilson. He's not as talented as Elijah Moore. He's not the future of this franchise. But he is a reliable veteran that knows exactly where he needs to be. His route running is very underrated. I mean, that 4th and 7 route, that post route over the middle was a beauty. So I think it's a fact. And to give another shout out to Corey Davis, I think we got to play this video real quick.
Yo, what up, man? Shout out Jets Media. This is the guy right here, man. Y'all stay tuned. Get with it.
Appreciate you, man. Big season. I mean, I said big season, and he's stepping up. He led the Jets in receptions and yards and touchdowns yesterday. He's low-key having a better season than Elijah Moore this season. Not saying I like that. I prefer Elijah Moore to have a better season. Actually, it's Corey Davis. I got to look at the numbers. But, Jack, what's your thoughts of Corey Davis?
I think, that's a tough one for me to answer, man. I'm going to lean more towards fact, although he does have some plays where you're like, come on, Corey. But rather than his individual skill set, I'm going to look at the quarterback, and I'm going to look at who was Zach Wilson looking for in the clutch yesterday. He was targeting 84, and 84 was coming up big every time. So based on yesterday's performance, and obviously we have a super small sample size with Zach Wilson, guys, only one game. But based on that, I'm going to go with fact.
And guess who's leading the Jets in receiving this year?
I think it's Conklin, isn't it?
It's Corey Davis.
It's Corey and then Conklin.
Corey, then Garrett Wilson, then Conklin.
Oh.
So Corey has 261 yards, 15 catches. Garrett Wilson has 20 catches on 255 yards. Conklin has 21 catches of 192 yards. Actually, Conklin and Elijah Moore are tied. They both have 192 yards on the season. Shout out to Daniel for the $10 donation, the first super chat of the day. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Hey, man, call me crazy, but I feel like the next couple of games are winnable. Miami, backup quarterback. Green Bay, wide receiver troubles. Denver, Russ looking a little washed. And Patriots, definitely not looking good. Hey, man, I think what we need to do the next 4 weeks is exactly how we start off the season. 2-2. Do you think that's possible, Jack? Do you think we can go 2-2 the next 4 games?
Sign me up, man. It is possible. Nobody really outside of us Jets fans thought us going 2-2 through this stretch would be possible. So anything's possible, man. If we've learned one thing so far this year is that it ain't over until it's over. So let's see it, man. Thank you for your donation, by the way, Daniel. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And you're not crazy, because the one thing about this team that I'm really excited about is if we continue to stay healthy, we're going to get better as the season progresses, because we're still a young team. And guess what? We're still a young coaching staff, and they're learning on the fly. And I think yesterday's win for Robert Saleh gave him so much confidence as a head coach. And it gave Mike LaFleur a lot of, learning abilities, because he wasn't perfect yesterday. But I really think that yesterday was a learning experience. And I think, for example, Jack, the secondary yesterday, Robert Saleh always says, we have 4 new players in the secondary with Sauce, Reed, Whitehead, and Joyner. And when you have 4 new players in the secondary, it's going to take a little bit for them to get on the same page communication-wise. And at first, we're like, come on, it's the NFL. You got to just do right away. Like, we're fans. We're like, ah. But it's true. You got to give them time to gel. It's like an offensive line coming together for the first time. They need time to gel. The secondary gelled yesterday, and you saw the maximum potential. So my point is, if they can continue trending upward, like up, and getting better and better each week, you never know the potential of this league, because guess what? There's only 3 teams in the AFC that has a better record than the Jets. So shout out to Daniel for the $10 donation. It means a lot to the channel, of course. Jeremy with the $2 donation says, do you think Dwayne Brown will come back next week? He is eligible to return to practice this week. He's eligible to return. We have no idea if his shoulder is ready or not. So we're going to learn about that on Wednesday. If he's a full participant in practice on Wednesday, then he is going to get probably going to play. And that'll be huge, because Max Mitchell, unfortunately, looks like a little injury, serious injury. We don't know the extent to Max Mitchell just yet.
Mm-hmm. All right, man. I got 4 more that I wrote for you if you'd like to hear them.
I do want to talk about one person that you would love to talk about.
100%.
The best Jets player. Who's the best Jets player on this roster?
That was one of my questions for you, actually.
Then why don't you ask me that question?
All right, man. Well, I kind of broke it into 2 questions, one about each of them, because I think there's 2 front runners right now, clearly.
Everybody in the chat, answer this question. Who is the best player on this team?
So I guess, how should I do it, man? Should I ask you the question about one guy and then ask you the question about the other guy?
Yeah, do it however you like.
All right. I think we know who we're both talking about here. We're talking about AVT and we're talking about Quinnen Williams. So AVT.
That's exactly what people are saying.
How important is AVT remaining healthy for the entire offense, but mainly for like Zach Wilson's life and safety?
Elijah Vera-Tucker, dude. Jack and I were live for the draft when we drafted him. I literally went back last night, Jack, to rewatch our reaction to that night, by the way, because I'm like, we were correct. We were so right about Elijah Vera-Tucker when we drafted him. We were so, it's kind of like justified our reaction, rather, that he's doing this well. Oh, quick shout out before we get into it. Muttveal's my guy with a $20 donation. I appreciate you, my guy. One of the best Jets media subscribers here on the channel. Can't wait to see you next week at Jets Media Day. Yo, Richie, TD making a keep a receipt for the Sunday. Great win. Kept the trend going up because they have a bye week. We could be 6-3 or 5-4. I'm just saying. Quick questions. What's the on-field for Jets Media Day? Let's win. I appreciate the $20, my guy. Everyone get Muttveal some dono hype in the chat. We appreciate his donation, his contribution to the channel a lot. So, yeah, man, I think that if this Jets team can keep playing the way they're playing, this is the NFL, man. You can win any game. Not saying they're going to go undefeated, but they can beat any opponent that's in front of them. I really genuinely believe that, especially with if they can continue to stride in the right direction. And what's the on the field thing? So we're going to be able to go onto the field after the game. We're going to have to go to the Verizon gate, I'm pretty sure, and they're going to give us wristbands. And then we're going to be heading onto the field after a Jets victory against the Miami Dolphins. Let's hope. Let's hope. So, guys, shout out to Muttveals for the $20. We appreciate you. And please, guys, if you're enjoying this Victory Monday live stream, smash that like button. We only have 60 likes with 214 people tuning in. Let's get to 100 likes if you are pumped up for the New York Jets Victory Monday celebration. I might just go live for 24 hours because I love talking to you guys. Let's go. Muttveals, I can't wait to see you next week, and your generous donation means a lot. We got another donation from Ty Rex. Richie, talk to me nice about the score next week. 20-17 Jets, baby. Woo! 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 All right, back to Elijah Vera-Tucker. Jack.
He's a beast. He's a beast.
The versatility that he possesses, the team-first mentality that he has. He played left guard as a rookie. He gets switched to right guard as a year 2 guy. Not complaining. The Jets coaching staff goes up to him on Tuesday. Hey, would you want to go back? Would you like to start at left tackle for us? He's like, yeah, if you guys need me to. Like, that's awesome. And what does he do? He goes out there and he plays like the best left tackle on the team. He played better than George Fant. I mean, Elijah Vera-Tucker is on his way to be a Pro Bowl this year. He's on his way to be an All-Pro. He's on his way to prove to be like the most important piece of this Jets team. Because where the hell will this offensive line be without him? I mean, without AVT, we are absolutely doomed. Because all the injuries up front, we have a versatile chess piece of AVT. I wish we can clone him and create 5 AVTs on this offensive line. So the fact that he moved to left tackle and don't forget, guys, his final year in college was at left tackle. So that's why he played there. It's not like he didn't have any experience and the Jets are like, all right, let's just experiment here. No, the reason why the Jets traded up to get him is because of his versatility. It's because that he can play at left guard, left tackle, right tackle. He played right tackle at USC as well as freshman year. So guess what? AVT could potentially play right tackle on Sunday if Dwayne Brown returns. Because, I mean, I don't like AVT moving all over the place because I don't want that to hinder his development. But at the same time, I feel like he's enjoying it.
Yeah, I mean, the guy's a beast, man. You can definitely make the argument that he's the best player on the team. I think you can make the argument that Quinnen's the best player on the team. But, I mean, AVT in his second year, this is just the type of guy where the talent is undeniable, you know? This guy was born to be an offensive lineman in the NFL. And, you know, it's just an undeniable talent. He's just, you know, he's playing like a veteran, man. He's playing like a 10-year vet who just knows the ins and outs of the games. And it just
looks for Joe Douglas to pay that man.
Dude, it just looks easy for him, man. You know, it really does. And, you know, I don't even remember what we gave up to move up to get him, but even if we doubled it, it would be worth it because this guy's a cornerstone of this offensive line for the next decade.
The trade, we gave up like a third and a fourth that year, and the Vikings drafted 2 bums with those 2 picks, and they're not even on the team anymore.
Later,
so,
AVT.
The Jets won the trade, and there's a really funny guy on Twitter. I think his name's Seth Wilder or something, and he shit on the Jets trade at that time. And Jets fans, and even the beat, now that AVT's like this superstar, like NYJ Matt, shout out to NYJ Matt. He it was like a stat of AVT being a baller, and he's like, please guys, do not at Seth Wilder. I tell you, please, I'm telling you, do not at, and he like at him. Just whatever you do not at him. And then he responded. So he's having fun with it. He's definitely, and all the beat reporters too are adding this guy that was crapping on the AVT trade, and he's fun with it. He's definitely admitting that he was wrong. So Shout out to Elijah Vera-Tucker, guys, because this player is proving to be, a Joe Douglas gem of a draft pick.
For sure, man. For sure, man. And that brings us to Quinnen, right? Quinnen is in that conversation, man. Quinnen. Okay, so is he our best defensive player? But is he the best player on the Jets in general?
I mean, you can make the argument. Number one, he is the best player on the defense.
100%.
I do think Sauce Gardner has a chance to, be the best player on this defense eventually, but he's a rookie, so I'm going to give the benefit to Quinnen Williams because Quinnen Williams is playing at a top level defensive tackle, and it really bothers me that people just look at the box score to evaluate Quinnen Williams. How can you not look at the game and not see how much of an impact he has? Because the best part about Quinnen Williams is he doesn't take a play off. I mean, there was a play where Pickett was rolling out and Quinnen is sprinting at him. I mean, we're talking about this is a nose tackle. This is a defensive lineman in the middle. Like, you don't move that way, and he plays with such a high motor. And that play where Kenny Pickett had a phenomenal play, by the way. It was in the red zone, and Pickett throws it over the middle. Quinnen crunches him. I mean, Quinnen literally decapitated Kenny Pickett. And shout out for Kenny Pickett because he got up there. He was talking back to Kenny. He was like, Quinnen and Kenny Pickett were exchanging words, and Quinnen got asked about it after the game, and he was just like, yeah, he gave Kenny Pickett his props. I mean, he took the hit. He showed that he's a rookie and he's a good quarterback in this league, and they were just like, it was a mutual respect after that play. He also had a sack. He had 4 total tackles. So Quinnen Williams is, he needs to get extended. I think he's going to be a franchise tag candidate. He has 2 more years on his contract because we picked up his 5th-year option. So I do feel like Quinnen Williams needs to be a long-term solution because he's that star of that defensive line, and we're trying to win the trenches here. And if you get rid of Quinnen Williams, you don't pay him, all of a sudden we don't have a star in that interior defensive lineman. And you see the resurgence of Jermaine Johnson, you see Carl Lawson emerging, and they both got sacks. So you need to make sure that Quinnen Williams stays healthy and plays at this level. I think he's the best player on this defense and potentially the best player on this team.
I agree, man. I definitely think he's the best player on the defense. CJ Mosley is always in that conversation for sure. But so far this year, it's been Quinnen Williams, man. He really is playing at an elite level. And unfortunately for Quinnen, he's playing in a unless your name is Aaron Donald or maybe Fletcher Cox, you're kind of lost in that defensive tackle position. All the big names and all the big money usually is out on the edge, right? So Quinnen is kind of in that forgotten position in the interior of the D-line, and he's just playing at a super, super high level, man. So I think that you can definitely say he's the best player on the team, certainly the best player on the defense. Obviously, we all hope that Zach Wilson ends up to become the best player on this team, right?
Yeah.
But as of right now, you know me, man. I'm all about the trenches, so I love that we're talking about an offensive lineman and a defensive lineman as our 2 potential.
And it's so unfortunate. I hate to be a negative guy right now, but I still believe if Mekhi is healthy, if he's healthy right now, this offense is actually totally different, especially in the run game, because the one issue with this offensive line is the run game. Really, really bad. And it's hard to ask an offensive line to be a good run attack if you don't have continuity on the offensive line, which we don't because of the injuries. So very unfortunate about all the injuries. Mekhi, Brown, Fant, and now Max Mitchell. I mean, you cannot ask for a worse scenario for the Jets, but luckily, knock on wood, the Jets are 100% healthy playmaking-wise around Zach Wilson. I honestly would prefer that. I love the trenches, but we need the playmaking guys healthy for Zach Wilson, and they are, and let's continue them trending in the right direction.
Yeah, man. I agree. All right, man. You ready for another?
Oh, yeah.
I got just 2 more here. All right, man. Let's talk about the running backs. I feel like we haven't spoken about them a lot during this stream. So it's kind of interesting, man. I'm looking at the stats right now, and I was looking this morning. This backfield through 4 games has been split right down the middle, man. 38 attempts for Breece Hall, 37 attempts for Michael Carter. Very interesting. Kind of exactly how we thought it was going to be. But I think we expected by now one to either explode and, I didn't expect it to be this split still. But when you look at the yards, Breece Hall is ahead of Mike Carter. 178 to Mike Carter's 137, and obviously Breece Hall got in the end zone yesterday. Mike Carter has yet to get in the end zone this year. So my question to you is Breece Hall officially our best running back? And I know we're only 4 weeks in. We're all in on Michael Carter still. I'm not hating on Michael Carter, but I guess maybe a better question: who would you rather give the ball to on 3rd and 3, Breece Hall or Michael Carter?
Excellent question. Before we get into that, I just want to give a quick shout out to Mr. D, $5. How about what Brady Quinn said? We are obviously a better team. I want to talk to Brady Quinn. I want him on this stream right now. You know what Brady Quinn said, Jack? Before the season started? That the Jets are going to be 0-9 to start off the year.
Right.
He looked at the schedule. The AFC North, they're going to be 0-4, and then they're going to be 0-9 by the bye. I love it. Take all the receipts, Saleh. Write them all down. I want this receipt to be as long as CVS, baby. Mr. D, I appreciate the $5 donation, my man. It means a lot to the channel. You're a very, very generous contributor to Jets Media. So, to answer your question, Jack, it's Breece Hall. And I knew it was going to be Breece Hall before the season began. And it's not a knock on Michael Carter, like you said, at all. And my biggest thing about what we saw yesterday, the snap count. Breece Hall was on the field way more than Michael Carter. And that's telling me that it's slowly going to become Breece Hall's backfield. And I think Carter is going to take that role of that, pass catching back. And every time Carter got the ball yesterday, it was really frustrating because the offensive line collapsed and Breece Hall got 17 carries for 66 yards and a touchdown. But you asked, who would you rather give the ball on 3rd and 3? The Jets gave the ball to Breece Hall on 3rd and 5, and he got the first down. I mean, listen, if he didn't get the first down, we're like, that's a terrible play call. But how about Mike LaFleur putting trust in the rookie running back to do that and to pick up the first down? And hey, guys, Breece Hall got the game-winning touchdown. He did. I know it's at the goal line. I know it's a 2-yard run, but Breece Hall is him. And I am so blown away with the way that he runs the football. And it's really frustrating that we cannot establish a really good running game because of this offensive line. But we have a serious 1-2 punch with Breece Hall and Michael Carter. This is the future of this team. This is the future of the offense. And they both complement each other so well. Carter is a guy that he never goes down on first contact. He makes the first person miss. He is really good in between tackles, and he can pick up the first down. Breece Hall is a home run ready, waiting to happen. Hasn't had that home run play just yet, but he has had some explosive runs. He had a 13-yard run up the middle. He had a really good outside zone run, 2 of them actually, one to the right side of the goal line, one to the left, almost in the end zone. So Breece Hall is the guy. He's going to be the best running back on this team, but that's not a knock on Michael Carter. That's just how talented Breece Hall is.
I agree with pretty much everything you said there, man. I think that, I kind of like the way this backfield is shaking out. I want Breece Hall to be the true running back. And then I think Michael Carter is just such a shifty guy to have as your primary pass catching back. So I love the tandem of these two guys. But yeah, I mean, even if it's just, from that touchdown yesterday, and then think about the touchdown that Michael Carter dropped in the end zone, So I think it's Breece's backfield right now, man.
He's got a receiving touchdown and a rushing touchdown. Remember the Browns game? He had a receiving touchdown, Breece.
Yes. So I think that, Breece is definitely the front runner right now, as he should be, right? I mean, Michael Carter was, a top running back in his draft class, but not the undisputed best running back of his draft class like Breece Hall was. So I think we're right on track with what we should be getting out of Breece Hall for all the other playmakers that we now have on this offense. I think that Breece Hall is doing what he should be doing, man. All right, Rich.
It's unreal.
The last question that I have prepared for you today. It's about our buddies Garrett Wilson and Elijah Moore. And oddly enough, you look at the stats, Garrett Wilson and Elijah Moore are both averaging 12.8 yards per reception. They both have the exact same yards per reception that they're averaging, which I think is so interesting.
That is interesting.
Through 4 games, obviously Garrett Wilson is doing a little bit better than Elijah Moore in yards and in touchdowns. But we saw yesterday that Garrett Wilson and Elijah Moore is not the same as Joe Flacco and Elijah Moore. Even though Garrett Wilson or Elijah Moore didn't really have great standout games yesterday, all Elijah Moore needs is one game like Garrett Wilson had against Cleveland to be right back on track as, the best wide receiver on this team. So my question to you, man, who has the better year overall, Garrett Wilson or Elijah Moore?
Yeah, well, Garrett Wilson is definitely, leading him at this moment. So Elijah Moore will have to really break out to catch up to him. Garrett Wilson has him on touchdowns and yards. It could take one game, and that's the thing. Listen, I think Elijah Moore's time is going to come. It was really weird because yesterday Elijah Moore started off in the first quarter. You saw that beautiful. The best throw, one of the best throws from Zach Wilson was that completion to Elijah Moore on the sideline. The poise in the pocket, ripping it, and the route from Elijah Moore was ridiculous, like a 20-yard curl, and he just absolutely made the defensive back look silly. And then Elijah Moore had a great play over the middle, and then this is where I'm thinking this is the Elijah Moore breakout game, and I was manifesting it all week. I tweeted on Jets Media, I'm like, the Elijah Moore breakout's going to be special on Sunday. So I think Garrett Wilson really is that talented, and I think it's kind of like the similar thing of Breece Hall and Michael Carter. Whereas I think this is going to be Garrett Wilson's receiving. I think he's going to establish himself as the number one receiver, where it's not a knock on Elijah Moore at all. But I think Garrett Wilson's talent is just jumps off the charts. So I think Garrett Wilson's actually going to end off the season with more numbers, but not by a lot. I think he's just going to be a little bit better than Elijah Moore. Hopefully, Garrett Wilson's on pace for 1,000 yards. Elijah Moore's on pace for around 800 yards. So I think if they can continue that pace, and I think, like you said, it takes one game. Elijah Moore can have 120 yards and 2 touchdowns in a day, and then it completely changes it. And this isn't a competition between the two, as you know. So exactly. I think it's going to be Garrett Wilson because his talent is really is eye popping to me. Whereas Elijah Moore is unique in terms of his shiftiness and his ability to create separation. Whereas Garrett Wilson he pops off the screen where I just never seen a wide receiver move the way he does.
Yeah, it is crazy to watch Garrett Wilson play ball, man. He is a freak. And I think that, you can make the argument for both of these guys. I see a lot of people in the chat saying, like JE, for example, Flacco's favorite was Garrett Wilson. Zach's favorite is Elijah or Corey Davis. And I think that, there's definitely something to be said for that. Zach has had a year with Corey and Elijah already. Obviously, I think Garrett Wilson might be more talented than Elijah Moore. But, Elijah Moore is no scrub, man. I think that this could still very, very much become Elijah Moore's breakout year. I do. And why can't it be both of their breakout years, And I think that, right now a lot of fans are forgetting what we have in Elijah Moore because it's been all about Garrett Wilson. But, Elijah Moore with a little bit of space and that ball in his hands. We saw a couple of nice catch and runs yesterday. So I'm definitely excited to see what both of these young guys can continue to do throughout this year. And it's a good issue to discuss, right?
It really is. And another thing that we didn't even mention is Corey Davis is leading the team in yards. I know. We have playmakers. We have guys where there's not going to be Elijah Moore is not going to get 1,500 yards. We don't just have one guy just force feed the ball. It's going to be spread around. And if we can get 3 receivers with 750 receiving yards more, all 3, one of them has 1,000, 2 of them has 900 or whatever it is, with Conklin up there too. First of all, that means Zach Wilson is playing good. And second of all, that means we have a problem in terms of spreading the ball around. And that's fine. One day, Elijah Moore will have his day. One day, Garrett Wilson will have his day. One day, both of them will have his day. Corey Davis had his day yesterday. So I think it's a great problem to have. And it really shows you how much that Joe Douglas put his, assets into the playmakers around the quarterback that we're having this conversation. Oh, wait, who's going to have a better season? This young stud or this young stud? It is a great, great thing, man. And we do have some breaking Jets news that I want to get to real quick. Positive news, injury news. So let's get to that real quick. So Ian Rappaport has this to say about our rookie right tackle. Good news. Sources say Max Mitchell did not suffer a season-ending injury. While he did have a dislocation and will miss several weeks, Mitchell should not be back long before the end of the season. So this is excellent news for Max Mitchell. It does suck that he is injured in the first place. He's been missing time. But the fact that it's not season-ending is really, really important for his long-term development because the last thing we needed him is to have a bad, ligament damage and one of those things that's going to be a long-term issue. So the fact that it's just a dislocation and is going to miss several weeks and it's not season-ending is definitely huge because Max Mitchell is another guy that deserves so much credit for his ability to play well this year. And it's so unfortunate that he had to get hurt in the first place because he's been an absolute rock for this Jets team.
Definitely, man. I agree. It obviously sucks that he had to go down and that he will miss some time. But this is a league where, guys are going to get banged up, man. So I'm just glad that we've kind of skated through I mean, guys, the first quarter of the season is done. You know, the next game is week 5, so we're rolling through it already, and we've managed to skate through the first quarter of the season without any, you know, massive season-ending crazy injuries. Obviously, besides, you know, what was going on before the season began.
We're top. I don't want to jinx it, but I saw a weird stat before the game yesterday. We're the 9th healthiest team in the NFL.
I mean, is that even real?
And you got to give credit because Joe Douglas said in the offseason when the season ended last year that they're putting a lot of effort in their training staff this year to prevent injuries, the soft tissue injuries. And so far, so good. You know, anything can happen. It's a freak league, but so far, so good on the injury front. And definitely good news for Max Mitchell. It's just really frustrating that the injuries that we are sustaining this year, Jack, it's all at one position. It's all at the tackle spot. I mean, you can't make it up. I mean, I'm assuming Mitchell's going to go on the IR, which will be 4 weeks. That's 4 tackles on the injured reserve list. 4. And speaking of tackles real quick, we did not bring him up, who has been crapped on this channel before. He deserves his flowers. Connor McDermott subbed in for Max Mitchell. He looked pretty good. I mean, he had a bad false start penalty, and I was really upset with that. But outside of that, he gave up no pressures on Zach Wilson. And he had in that Breece Hall run up the middle, it was him that opened up that hole. So shout out Connor McDermott for your name was called. The offensive tackle depth is pretty deep. I mean, we got deep tackle. We have 4 guys on that's hurt, and we're still, you know, managing to have Zach Wilson get sacked once. Guess what? Joe Flacco would have been sacked 8 times.
And about McDermott, you know, if you look at his tape last week, brutal, just brutal, absolutely brutal. And then, you know, so I don't think McDermott's going to be a consistently good player, but at the very least, this week proved that at least he won't be a consistently bad player, right?
Yeah, and we're never going to ask him to be the guy. You know,
No,
he's
no,
insurance.
but
And I don't even expect him to start next week. I think it's going to be – I see someone just asked a question. I don't think that – is it? Hold on.
4S. Oh, yeah.
Here it is. So does AVT play right tackle next week if Dwayne Brown gets back? My opinion, what I think could happen is if Dwayne Brown's back, Dwayne Brown's at left tackle, you put AVT back at right guard, and then remember we signed Mike Remmers, who is a veteran that's been in this league for a long time at right tackle. If he's ready to go, he has 2 weeks of practice. He learns the scheme. I think he could be the right tackle next to AVT. You know, you don't want to move AVT around that much. You know, from right guard to left tackle to right tackle in 3 weeks. He's a god if he can do that. I mean, I think he can do that low key, but I don't know. I feel like this would be the best case. But at the same time, Nate Herbig at right guard played very well, and he deserves his credit as well.
Joe Douglas, man, depth, and more depth. We see why he's obsessed with his offensive lineman, man, when we're on our 5th freaking tackle, you know?
Dude, it's ridiculous. But the one player in this offensive line that I can't stand anymore, and we're giving praise and we're in positive stuff, well, guess what? This team's not perfect. Connor McGovern. This guy, people always like, in my risers and fallers segment, which will be tomorrow, when we talk about who's looking good on the Jets, who's looking bad. Connor McGovern, people ask me, I remember there was one comment like, Richie, why are you so down on Connor McGovern? Am I missing something? Like, what's wrong? Like, do you have something against him? Like, no, I don't have anything against him. Every time the Jets run the football, he's on his ass. And there's a player in the backfield, and Michael Carter or Breece Hall's wrapped up 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and every time it's McGovern. And we're going to get into the film breakdown on Wednesday on this channel, and we're going to see Connor McGovern getting destroyed. Whenever there's interior pass rush, it's McGovern. And listen, if we have 4 good offensive linemen and one of them's not good, I can't complain. I can't be that guy, be like, oh, well, we have to be perfect. We need to have 5 good offensive linemen. And he's not trash, but he's definitely like below average. So we just need to replace him this offseason. And he's a free agent, so he's not here next year anyway.
Yeah, I was going to say this is the last year of his contract. So later for you, McGovern.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not the end of the world, right? But it has to get brought up because he's not playing good.
Uh-huh.
He's just not playing good football.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Matthew, we just I see Matthew said Rappaport just posted about Max Mitchell. If you're just joining in, guys, we got some good news about Max Mitchell. You know, it's not good news, but the news is it's not the season ending, that's the good news. Because at first, you know, him getting carted off, we thought it could be for the rest of the season, but it's just dislocation, and he could be returning I don't even know if he deserves to start when he returns, but who knows if we're even going to be healthy by then. So I really want to get into Zach Wilson a little bit more, Jack, before you get out of here, because I feel like he needs to be talked about a little more, because we saw what this team looked like with our quarterback. And I kept saying the season begins with Zach Wilson. And the first 3 weeks was, up and down. But I can't really evaluate the Robert Saleh of New York Jets until we get our starting quarterback on the field. Guys, if you're just tuning into the show, please do me a favor and hit that like button. Let's get to 100 likes. We have 95 likes with 212 people tuning in. So please, if you did not already, smash that like button if you're enjoying the Victory Monday stream here on Jets Media. We're about to get deeper into Zach Wilson. And I'm also going to make a video on Zach Wilson later on my channel today, because I feel like, there's a lot to break down with Zach Wilson. So, I know we already talked about him earlier in the stream, Jack, but my question to you is, what do you want to see from Zach Wilson moving forward, right? Less of what we saw from him yesterday, but what did you see from Zach Wilson yesterday, rather, from quarter 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, his up and down game and his ability to show up when we needed him to the most? What do you want to see him work on? What do you want to see him continue to do? And what really impressed you the most about Zach Wilson that you didn't really know that he had?
Yeah, listen, guys, I think we have to come to terms with the fact that this is going to be an up and down year for Zach Wilson. But if it can be an up and down year where we end up winning games like this and him having great fourth quarters, then so be it, man. I think that, and this sucks to even say, but I think that year 3 Zach Wilson is going to be Zach Wilson.
I agree.
Hey,
man, you even see you with Tua, right? I mean, Tua, first 2 years, everyone's questioning him. He's trash. Unfortunately, he's injured for the Miami Dolphins' sake of things. But Tua started off this year looking like a completely different quarterback, and that's year 3. Josh Allen, same thing.
Yep. And I'm obviously not saying Zach's going to be an MVP candidate in his 3rd year, but I think that we've already gotten up. Yeah, let's see it. But we've already, we've already gotten off to a rough year in just the fact that, Zach didn't play until week 4. If we had 3 weeks of growing pains, this game might have been very different, and we might have won by more. And so I think that the fact that this is Zach's first time really playing meaningful ball, because no joint practices, very, very minimal preseason reps before the knee injury. So this is like, welcome back to football, Zach Wilson. So it is going to be up and down. But like I said, finally, no one expects this Jets team to roll through all their opponents and, clinch a playoff berth. But finally, it looks like at least we're a team that can stay in games and, hey, maybe even win the game. That's happened twice already this year. So if we can just have, I think, the year that I envision Zach Wilson having, it kind of goes hand in hand with the year I see the whole team having. We're going to win a game. We're going to lose a game. We're going to win a game. We're going to lose a game. We're going to win a game that people think we should lose. And maybe, unfortunately, we're going to lose a game that people think we should win. I think it's going to be that kind of year. But I think, continued positive development for Zach Wilson is definitely a possibility. I think it's a probability. And I think that, the kid just, showed some veteran poise out there in the clutch moments yesterday, man. So I think that, the potential is there. Obviously, I'd like to see him clean up the turnovers. I'd like to see him make every easy throw. But if we can win football games, man, that is what I care about. Can we win football games? Can Zach come up big when we need him to come up big?
Can Zach be the reason we win football games?
Yesterday, Zach was the reason we won that football game. So there you go.
He was.
Yeah,
he was the reason we won. And I said before the season started,
yards on the final drive, man. If he's not the reason we won that football game, who is, man?
That's what I'm saying, dude. Before the season, I was like, if there's not at least minimum one game that Zach Wilson won the game for us, we have a problem. We need a quarterback to do that. You see all these young quarterbacks around the league, Josh Allen, Herbert, Burrow, Mahomes, you name them. In the fourth quarter, that's when you have to play your best football. And I don't know. Even Zach Wilson said it himself in the postgame interview. He's never been in that situation in his life. The offense has never been in that situation in his life. And the fact that he was in that situation for the first time and he pulled through, telling his team, let's go score a fucking touchdown. And Breece Hall hearing that, Corey Davis hearing that, the offensive line hearing that, hearing their swaggy, MILF-hunting quarterback say that in the huddle to go win the football game. Because remember, they could have been conservative, Jack. They could have ran the football, and they could have kicked the field goal and went into overtime. But Zach Wilson did not want to do that. He gave this team the confidence. And another thing about Zach Wilson that he showed me, Jack, that really impressed me is his ability to elevate the players around him. Great quarterbacks in this league are the ones that can elevate the players. And I feel like he showed that. He was getting the ball where it needed to be. He was leading them in the right direction, the anticipation, the timing, the instilling confidence, the mobility. I mean, we can't even, talk about how important Zach Wilson is in terms of his mobility. You put Joe Flacco in that game yesterday, he sacked 5 or 6 times. How many times is Zach Wilson rolling around, dancing around the pocket? I felt like, oh, there he is. He's sacked. And all of a sudden, he's like, and then he's just like, oh. I'm like, all right, Zach, be smart. And he's scanning. And unfortunately, there's no one open down the field. But luckily, he's not forcing the ball down the field. He's throwing the ball away, sacrificing his stupid completion percentage, bringing it down to 50%. But it's for the right reasons, man. And I couldn't agree more with you, man. I feel like we're going to see a steady progression from Zach Wilson. He's going to still have some mistakes. He might even have a really bad game. He might even stink it up against the Dolphins because guess what? The Dolphins have a very good defense. Even though Tua's hurt, that's their quarterback. They have a very good defense in Miami. So I'm not expecting Zach to stink it up, but there's a chance that he's going to have a bad game. There's a chance where he has a couple bad quarters, where he has a bad throw. He has a fumble. He has a really bad decision. Like, he's still young. He's still learning. But at the same time, this is the NFL. And when you're the second overall pick, the baby wheels are off. There's no sugarcoating those mistakes. There's no excuses anymore for the quarterback. He needs to learn on the fly, which is why yesterday's game was so important to me as a Jets fan to evaluate Zach Wilson as a quarterback, his ability to be mentally tough, to battle through the adversity live in the game, to shake off that, live every play. Don't focus on your mistakes and just become a Debbie Downer. Like, that really showed me his mental toughness, Jack, and that's what really impressed me the most. Honestly, it wasn't the physical throws. It was the mental makeup to be tough enough to really will that team back.
Absolutely, man. Shout out to our boy.
Oh, my God. King Choice with a $5 donation. I appreciate you, my man. Brady Quinn is going back and forth with Jets fans on his last Instagram post, and it's getting ugly. No way. That's funny. I gotta check that out. Screw Brady Quinn, bro. Screw Brady Quinn. I cannot wait for the Jets to continue this trending in the right direction. Ooh. So, Jack, you're welcome to skedaddle whenever you'd like. Just so you know, just let me know.
Yeah, I'm gonna bounce, guys. I appreciate every single one of you in the chat. I appreciate you, Rich. I am gonna go run and get some lunch. I gotta start eating breakfast, man. The first meal of the day at 1:30 p.m. is no good. But thank you guys so much, man. Super fun live stream. I enjoyed asking you those questions, Rich, and
that was awesome.
Perspective on all that stuff. And yeah, man, good times in Jets world, guys. And I know I'll be seeing some of you this Sunday for Jets Media Day, a day that we've been looking forward to forever now, it seems. And like I said earlier in the stream, it seems like the stars are aligning, guys. I'm not gonna say it because I'm a superstitious piece of crap Jets fan, but we'll see. That's a double fingers crossed right there. All right, guys. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you, Richie. I'll talk to you later, bro.
Peace out, Jack. I'll see you tonight.
Peace.
All right. Shout out to Jack for always pulling up and giving us excellent feedback. The questions he prepared was great. As I'm frozen. Hold on, guys. Your boy's frozen. Hold on. Yo. Stop freezing me, bro. OBS is acting up on me. Don't worry, guys. We got another couple things to get into on the stream. We're going to get into the live caller segment as well, where you guys are able to come in here and give your thoughts of the Jets dub, which is going to be great. It's going to be great, man. It's going to be great. How are we feeling, Jets Nation? How are we feeling right now? Oh my God, it feels good, baby. Life is good. Jets Nation, stand up. When will Mitchell be back? I do not know yet exactly, but it is not season ending, which is a positive sign. So, Jets fans, there is a lot of reason to be happy right now, man. There's a lot of reason to be happy, man. So many reasons, and I can't wait to hear your guys' thoughts in the chat. So, first, we're going to open this up to a traditional Jets Q&A where you guys can ask me any questions in the chat, and then we're going to open up the live callers. So, Jets Q&A is now open. Super Chats go first. You skip the line and get the priority of me answering your question. So, any questions you guys have regarding Zach Wilson, regarding Robert Saleh, any player on the Jets, you let me know in the live chat, and I have to quickly change the battery on my camera as you guys ask away. Ask away, everybody. Don't worry, I'm still here, just changing the battery. Ask away any questions. Let's go, baby, let's go. All right. Let's go. Let's go, baby. This coffee's never tasted so good, guys. Never. Let's give Joyner his love, Richie. Welcome to New York. Absolutely, Vern. I gave him his love earlier in the stream, but he deserves more love. Because Joyner just balled out like the best safety this Jets team has had in so long. 2 interceptions. He could be in the running for the AFC Defensive Player of the Week. Top 10 defense this year. Hey, man, if we can continue to do what we're doing. I mean, we took advantage of a bad Steelers offense. So now big test against a really dynamic Dolphins offense. Even though it's Teddy, it's still going to be a good offense with those playmakers. Even Aaron Rodgers looked bad yesterday. Here we go. Do you think we will stealth up the Finns and wear all black to really scare those? No, we're not wearing our black unis, unfortunately. I think we're going to wear a green and white, green jerseys, white pants. It's my guess. We haven't worn those yet. 2 words for those criticizing Zach Wilson's game. Scoreboard, beaches. I like it. Moore and Davis took plenty of reps during training camp with Wilson as well as built up some continuity. Garrett will be familiar with Zach sooner rather than later and will become wide receiver number 1. I agree. Let's go 3 and 2. You already know. You think we can stop Hill and Waddle? Now, I don't think we can stop Hill and Waddle, but I think we can contain them to the best of our abilities. I think a lot of this game this Sunday has to do with our offense. If Zach Wilson, this offense, can string together a full 60 minutes of good football, I like our chances because guess what, man? Teddy's got an arm, and he can get the ball down the field if Tyreek Hill is wide open. So as good as our defense played yesterday in the back end, which is a really good sign communication-wise, it's a different animal going up against Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. So I don't think we're going to stop them. I don't think they're going to be blanketed. I don't think they're going to have terrible days statistically-wise. But I think it's up to the Jets to limit their explosive plays. If we can give up one explosive play and we can, balance that out with our own explosive play on offense, that's how we win this game. I think it's going to be I honestly think it might be more of an offensive battle than we might think, even though the Dolphins' defense is very good. Sauce versus Waddle. That's going to be great football to watch. Sauce versus Waddle. Sauce versus Tyreek. Jets Media Week. Let's go. Let me know what lot you'll be in, Richie. I got you, bro. Richie, when you have a roundtable AFC, the way the Jets will beat the Dolphins is control the clock. That means running the ball. Unfortunately, we need an O-line to do such a thing. Very unfortunate that this offensive line's injuries has backfiring in the run game because we have so much talent at the running back spot, and the injuries up front is not making this run game possible. We're getting Byron Jones back, probably running the zero blitz way more now. Interesting. I hope when Sauce gets his first in at MetLife, the stadium will lose it. Oh, they're going to lose it, King Choice. Neither can out-jump Gardner, and Bridgewater doesn't have an arm. Hey, listen, Tyreek and Jalen Waddle's got the speed, and Gardner's not the only guy out there. DJ Reed's got to match up with them, Joyner and Whitehead. Congratulations, Jets. You are win against Steelers. It's a long time since Jets doing okay. It's coming from a Raiders fan. Hey, we got a Raiders fan showing Jets some love. We appreciate that. Do you think Corey Davis gets 1,000 yards this season, or are we trading him at the deadline? I think trading him at the deadline would be a gigantic mistake. Why would you trade a receiver that is trending on a 1,000-yard season and take a reliable, clutch receiver away from your young quarterback? He's going to stay with the Jets. Unless somebody blows away the Jets with an offer. Even if the running game wasn't working, we need to stick with it. Brees can break one loose anytime. I agree. Richie, can't wait for Jets Media Day. I will be there early at 10 for the tailgate, my brother. Hell yeah, Ness. I'll see you then. Zach's first interception was a slight overthrow to a short Jeff Smith. Denzel Mims would have caught it. Yeah, I mean, listen, that interception by Zach Wilson was terrible, and there's no sugarcoating that. I expected Zach to make a big-time mistake that game, and that's where that mistake came at a really, really crucial time. That needs to be fixed. In that situation, on the road, with the first half coming to an end, having a chance to go up by 10 points before the half by getting a field goal, instead, they tried to risk it to go in the end zone. Bad. And we all know what happened after that. Mitchell dislocated knee will be back soon. Yes, Peter, we got that news. Very, very bright spot. Great news on the injury front. Why is Jeff Smith over Mims? I don't understand. For special teams purposes. He is the gunner on that special teams, and I know Jets fans don't want to hear that, but special teams is an important phase of the ball, and you need to have good players on special teams. And also, Denzel Mims is Corey Davis' backup. So, say if anything happens to Corey Davis on the injury front, that's when Denzel Mims will get his opportunity. Denzel Mims and Jeff Smith play two different positions. Do you think Ashton Davis will play next week? He's our fastest safety. Listen, our two safeties are coming off historic days, so I don't think Ashton's going to get a lot of time unless it's like those, last-minute plays prevent defense. Because Jeff Smith is good on special teams. Exactly. Also, let's stop the needless penalties. Lawson, man, could have cost us. It did cost us, but luckily didn't force a loss. You're right, Mark. The injuries are a big, big issue right now with this Jets team, and I can't believe how they were able to overcome those injuries so easily. I'm sorry, not injuries, penalties, especially offensively late in the game. Holding, ineligible player down the field, all these different situations. I was backing the offense up. I'm like, oh my God, here we go. I mean, the penalties are going to be the reason, again, we lose. But then Zach just really slinged it, man. Zach impressed me big time. I'm a full believer. Hell yeah, PC. I love to hear that. I'm excited to see Wilson to Wilson relationship grow. Zach's still relying on the same targets from last year. Yeah, I mean, he targeted Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson had 2 drops, and he had a really, really good crucial reception and catch and run in the fourth quarter. Does your record prediction change now? My record prediction has been 7-10. You want me to increase it to 8-9 or what? I don't know what to tell you. Still a long way to go, guys. Jets need to run the ball from under center. Our shotgun runs were awful. Yeah, the offensive line is a big, big problem running the ball, man. And a lot of that has to do with the lack of continuity up front. And, it's very, very unfortunate. There's nothing you can really do about that other than hope for the best. ABP police and all Nets fans are trying to locate CJ Uzomah. If you have seen him, please have him report to the Jets immediately. Listen, man, CJ's role in this team is to be a blocking tight end. This is Conklin's room. This is Conklin's room as a receiving threat, and I'm okay with that because Conklin has been really good. He has had a couple bad plays, obviously. That interception, that second pick on Zach was not really on Zach. It was a high throw, but it hit Conklin's hands. You got to catch that. Just want to give a huge thanks for streaming, listening, and watching all the time from Israel. Jets Nation from the Middle East. That is awesome. That is awesome. Shout out to Jets Nation representing in Israel. I absolutely love that. The Jets fans are global. Jets fans are global. Thank you for tuning in to Jets Media. I appreciate that. We got to get to the quarterback and pressure Bridgewater. Yes, we do. Another key component to yesterday's victory on defense was we relied on the 4-man rush. We barely blitzed, and it worked. So the Jets really looked like a defense that took a step in the right direction. And I know it's against the Pittsburgh Steelers offense that they had a quarterback change, and it's just not good. But don't get it twisted, man. The Steelers have playmakers. They got George Pickens. They got Deontay Johnson. They got Chase Claypool. They got Pat Freiermuth. They got Najee Harris. I know the quarterback is not there, but they got playmakers. So I feel like the Jets need to make sure they pressure Bridgewater because Mike McDaniel has proven to be a really good play caller already and a good offensive coach. So there's a big test for the Jets to get them over 500. Big division game. Any updates on Max Mitchell? Yes, the update is he is not going to be out for the season. It is a dislocated knee. He's expected to miss several weeks, but will be back eventually. Garrett Wilson is a dynamic player that Wilson will definitely hook up with more than yesterday. They just need time together. However, Elijah Moore will be used more in the offense now. Yes, sir. Rich, hype me up. The stadium on Sunday. Let's go get that dub. Oh, yeah, you'll see me hyped up. Loved our success on third down. I love the way this team is going. That is a big, big thing. Third down was not good throughout the game, but in the fourth quarter is where the Jets stepped up on third down, bro. Oh. Is Zach Wilson the franchise quarterback in your opinion? Now this is a big question. Listen, man, I am not going to crown anybody as a Jets franchise quarterback until I see way more. And I'm not saying I don't believe in it, but I just learned from my mistakes. I think Zach Wilson proved yesterday that he has everything he needs, every quality physically and mentally to be the franchise quarterback. Now it's up to Zach Wilson to, number one, stay healthy. It's up to him to, number two, progress in the right direction, learn from your mistakes. And number three, consistency. Those are the three things that's going to determine Zach Wilson as a franchise quarterback for the New York Jets. I think he has everything you want in a franchise QB, and it's up to him to prove that this season. What's your predictions against Miami? We're beating Miami, baby. We're beating them. I'm going to be saying that all week long. We're beating the Miami Dolphins. We're beating the Miami Dolphins. I don't care that they beat the Bills. I don't give a crap. 23-20 Jets. Yes, sir. Need a center next year's draft. Yes, we do. What's good, Noah? Welcome to the stream, my man. Dwayne Brown update. I don't have one. We'll find that out Wednesday if he's practicing or not, because he's going to be able to come off the IR and practice. So don't know anything about him just yet. Packers in Green Bay week 6. That's going to be a big game, man. Maybe you already talked about it, but the receivers, tight ends got to stop these drops. Help out your quarterback. Yeah, that is very true. The drops are very unfortunate, and you got to live with it in time, right? Like Zach Wilson didn't get upset with his receivers. He didn't gloat on them. He didn't stop, his resiliency. So shout out to Zach to not allow those drops to hurt him. But the reality is they got to stop with the drops. I can see how Romo sees in Mahomes-like talent from Wilson with his play extension and strength. Needs a little more maturity, but he can be special. Dude, like the amount of times that Zach Wilson is just escaping pressure, rolling to his right, rolling to his left, juking people out behind the line of scrimmage and not getting sacked. It reminds me of Mahomes in terms of just pocket presence. I'm not talking about throwing the football. I'm not talking about football IQ when I'm comparing Zach to Mahomes, but he reminds me of Mahomes in terms of in the pocket, evading pressure. Patrick Mahomes is a magician in the pocket. He just jukes people out and just creates time. And it's just a matter of time until Zach does that and extends the play for a receiver downfield to get wide open and the Zach to hit him. It's just a matter of time. Didn't happen last game, and Zach had to eat the ball and throw it out of bounds, but I think it's going to happen very soon. What do you think our record's going to be? I think, 7-10 is the floor for me. 8-9 is there. 9-8 is like, if this Jets team really turns it around, and 10-7 is playoffs, right? So that's really where I'm at. I don't really, it's hard to predict, man. I really don't know. We got to see more. Do you think Zach can handle the zero blitz? Now, this is a great question because if Byron Jones is returning to the Dolphins, there's a chance that he's going to be seeing a lot of these. So I think the Jets have the receivers to get open on the zero blitz because it's man coverage. If it's man coverage and it's an all-out blitz, Zach just got to get rid of the ball quick. And the one thing about Zach Wilson that impressed me the most yesterday, Zach Wilson's ability to stay in the pocket while it's collapsing and not escape the pocket, but step into the pocket, step up and fire with hands in your face. That gives me a lot of confidence for Zach Wilson to handle a zero blitz because we did not see that in his rookie season. We saw one game last year against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The ability for Zach Wilson for the pocket to collapse and his ability to step up into the pocket with pressure in his face and still deliver a dart, that impressed me, man. That impressed me. His footwork, his mechanics, everything yesterday was absolutely phenomenal. So I don't know if he's going to be able to light up the zero blitz, but I can definitely tell you that what I saw yesterday gives me more confidence that he can be able to handle it here and there. I think he's going to maybe throw a bad pass because of the pressure. He might get sacked, might try to do a little too much, but I really like what I saw. AVT is the freaking man. Great draft pick. Superstar. How many likes we got? We got 140 likes. That's it. Come on, guys. Smash that thumbs up button if you're enjoying the show. It's Victory Monday here on Jets Media. Let's see more likes on the channel. Let's get 200 likes, baby. Let's go. Jets fan from Montreal coming down to Jersey for the Pats game. Jets, baby. Let's go, Mike. I appreciate you tuning into Jets Media from Montreal and supporting the Jets. If Quinnen didn't scream in the coach's face, we'd be getting killed. Yeah, man. Shout out to Quinnen. I love it. How much will our 49ers ties help us this week? I think this is going to help us because we have a very good understanding of Mike McDaniel. Mike LaFleur and Robert Saleh was on the same coaching staff as him. It's coming from the same tree. So there's definitely going to be some type of, familiarity. And don't get it twisted. I know it's a different coaching staff from last year, but the Jets played the Dolphins. We should have beat the Dolphins last year, man. You watch those games, and that's not just me as a Jets fan saying that. Like, if you watch that football game, we lost that game. We allowed the Dolphins to win. And one of them was with Joe Flacco. One of them was with Zach Wilson. We played him hard, and it went down to the wire, and we just couldn't close the door in the fourth quarter like we have been doing so far this year in those 2 wins. We need a Jets-Giants regular season. That won't happen for another 2 years, I think. Or maybe next year. I'm not sure. If it's man-to-man, Garrett Wilson will be open a lot. That's what I'm saying, bro. If that zero blitz and you're giving him any cushions, give the ball right to Garrett Wilson. He'll take it to the house. Is Breece Hall the first or second string running back over MC? Yesterday, he had way more. He was on the field way more than Michael Carter. So take that as you will. People say, who is Quinnen to scream at the coaches and get in their face? If he didn't do that, we'd be asked out. Quinnen Williams has proved to be the leader of that defense, bro. Zach has impressive footwork. He does, man. Definitely impressed me. If the Ravens don't choke twice, we are tied for the division lead. I know, man. I know. Smash that like, baby. I've liked the video. Have you? Let's effing go with that smashing like button. Let's go, baby. Hit that thumbs up for your boy. Zach showed maturity by getting out of trouble and getting rid of the ball so he could make another play later. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Victory Monday, boys. Welcome into the stream, Mark. Zach needs to know when to zip the ball and when to take a little off. Yeah, that's going to be part of his development for sure. He tends to zip the ball a lot. Got to have amazing separation. He's going to be a star if he isn't already. Garrett? Oh, yeah. Oh, we play the NFC East next year. Yo, low-key, the NFC East is the best division of football record-wise. 4-0 Eagles, 3-1 Cowboys, 3-1 Giants. It's pretty crazy. Usually they're the worst. And the Giants have had a really easy schedule, but they've been taking advantage of it, so you can't say anything bad about that. If Tua plays this week, everyone on the Dolphins should be arrested. I like our chances against Teddy, but he's always been tough on us before. Yeah, guys, don't forget that we lost to Teddy Bridgewater last year against the Broncos. So it's not going to be an automatic dub. We got to step up. Teddy didn't look that bad against the Bengals last week when he came in. Tua just announced Tua is out. Yeah, Tua's going to be out for sure. On Zach Wilson, first pick, Garrett Wilson was wide open for 6. Big plays coming. Yeah, man, I think When they go back into the film room and look at what they missed, they're going to capitalize, I hope. LaMarcus Joyner had the game of his life. Hey, man, he had the game of his life as a Jet. Don't forget that LaMarcus Joyner is like a very good football player in his career. With the Raiders, he was one of the top safeties. He was. Now he's a veteran. He's at the end of his career. But he had the game of his life as a Jet, that's for sure. 5 drops yesterday. Christopher, that's inexcusable. Who remembers what beat writers were saying about Zach Wilson before we drafted him? We all remember. One thing I've noticed watching him since BYU to the NFL is he steps into his throws with like a quarter step, not a full step. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I feel like his arm is bailing that out. Like his arm talent is so good to the point where he doesn't need to step up and throw like a traditional quarterback, which could hurt and could be good and bad. We'll see how that turns out. If it's known the zero blitz is coming, I'm looking at LaFleur to step up the play calling. Yeah, absolutely, man. They got to be prepared for that exact situation. No doubt. Congratulations on making $1,400 yesterday. Go Jets. Thank you, man. Yo, your boy hit on a big-time parlay yesterday. For those guys that are not aware, I won a big parlay. I had the Jets money line. I had Zach Wilson's over passing yards. I had Mitch Trubisky's under passing yards. I had Breece Hall anytime touchdown scorer. And I had Zach Wilson 8 rushing yards or more. And it all hit, baby. $25 bet to win $1,400. First time ever hitting on one of those. Zach is the future. He's fearless and always confident in himself. Hell yeah, baby. That throw to Garrett on the run was incredible. You're telling me, Seth. I know, man. Oh, it's so beautiful. We have to play Huff, Clemens, and Johnson more. Yeah. Shout out to Michael Clemens. He was the guy that got pressure on Pickett to force that interception. Shout out to Jermaine Johnson for that sack. And shout out to Bryce Huff in his season debut. His name was not called a lot this season, but when his name was called, he stepped up. A full step would help on easy throws. Absolutely. We need to replace Corey in the offseason or re-sign him. Zach clearly likes passing it to big-bodied receivers. Hey, man, we still have Denzel Mims, who is like the backup to Corey Davis, so who knows if he's a long-term answer. I don't know. What's good, Ray? Welcome into the stream, man. How you feeling? Yo, Richie, share those same-game parlays next time, bro. Great hit. I got you. I've been doing the same-game parlays every game, and I almost hit him. So it feels good that I finally got one. Speaking about the record, 9-8 is possible depending on how the offensive line develops together and establishes a run game format. Very true. Jets and Giants Super Bowl would be crazy. Yeah. I mean, you guys expecting that? It's Victory Monday. It is Victory Monday. Yes, Vern. Corey Davis still has a year on his contract, by the way. But I know some Jets fans are like, yeah, but the guaranteed money runs out, so cut him. Why would you want to cut a veteran who shows up in the clutch for a young quarterback? Doesn't make sense to me. Feeling great. Want the offense to open up more of the season. Hell yeah, Ray. W Victory Monday. Would like to see more plays with Michael Carter and Hall in the field at the same time. Yeah, we actually saw that a ton. I would like to see more of that too as well. Guys, I don't think we understand how much that win means for the season. How much that win means to the season. You can't even. Richie, did you see they took down Masterworks video on the AFC's roundtable? Yes, I did, actually. There's a reason for that. One of the Dolphins YouTubers filed for copyright because we used his video. So, not good. We're trying to work that out. Really annoying. We've been the laughingstock for NFL for years. Dolphins fans can't take one weekend of it. Yep. Breece Hall will be the lead running back by year's end. Yeah, he already is, low-key. Jets 2-0 when Corey Davis catches a late touchdown, 2 scores. Sleep on it. Talk your ish on the AFC East roundtable this week, please. Oh, I will. You're going to see a different energy from me this week because I finally have something to back up my talk. Usually I talk and it's like, yeah, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. Well, now we can talk about what just happened. And their excuse, oh, you versus the Steelers. Oh, you didn't do anything. You didn't prove shit. I love that energy. There are a lot of good offensive linemen and safeties as free agents next year. Douglas has to get a lot more help on the line. Get rid of Becton as soon as he shows that he can stand. Has anyone heard about Max Mitchell? I'm worried he was becoming yes. So Noah, the update on Max Mitchell is out, and it is not a season-ending injury. It is a dislocated knee. He's going to miss several weeks, but he'll be back. Excuse me. Bless you. Thank you. Get ready for the TD bet. Oh, I'm ready. We just doubled our wins in the state of Pennsylvania. Not the same old Jets. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, guys. Now it's time for the live call-in show. You guys ready to call in? I want to hear from Jets fans. It is time for Jets fans to call in and give me your thoughts. You guys deserve a platform to preach your thoughts of the Jets victory. So I just pinned it in the top of the chat. You click on that link. Make your name, your display name, same thing as your the same thing as your name on YouTube. So everybody click on that link so we can get going. We're going to keep them brief. So come in here, ask one question, and then we're going to get to the next caller. Just because I want to make sure everybody has a chance. So we're not going to, spend too much time on one caller. Just so we can get as many guys in as possible. So again, guys, if you want to call in, click on the link on the top of the chat, hit that thumbs up button, and we're going to get to as many callers as we can. And I can't wait to hear from you guys. So let's do it. Let's do it. All right. The first caller is in. What's going on, Charles? You were wrong, my man.
You, my friend.
I'm doing great. I'm so happy that you were wrong and you predicted the Jets to lose and they win. So
here's why I predicted the Jets to lose, because I was very disgusted with the coaching staff. Not so much with the players, although I was very disappointed with their performance. I was very disgusted with the coaching staff. Like, Quinnen Williams, for him to get in his coach's face, like, what the hell are we doing here? And, the Bengals are a good team, don't get me wrong. I love Joe Burrow. I think he's a phenomenal quarterback, and he's having a great year so far. But how we played against Cincinnati was disgraceful. So I picked the Jets because Mike Tomlin, believe it or not, is one of the best coaches in the NFL. He has yet to have finished the year with a losing record.
And Saleh beat that man. How does that make you feel about Saleh now?
Well, I never said he couldn't be a head coach, but what I was concerned was I love his attitude. I love his personality. It comes down to consistency and execution. And we could sit here and shit on Bill Belichick for having a sour personality, but he's one of the greatest head coaches of all time. The guy has won 6 Super Bowls in 9 tries with the Patriots. Mm-hmm. Even though he lost a close game yesterday, his team comes prepared every fucking week. Brian Hoyer goes down with a head injury, and this kid Zappy comes in, and he plays a pretty solid game.
Yeah, man. I think what the Jets coaching staff showed last week is that they had them prepared. They had a game plan against the Steelers that worked defensively, and they showed a lot in that game. So anything else you'd like to say, Charles, before we get to the next caller? I appreciate you.
Well, there's a couple of things. One, did you get my email that I sent to you a while?
No, I did not.
You can check it out when you have time. Anyway, number 2, I was very pissed off with Jeff Ulbrich, but yesterday he saved his fucking job. Jeff Ulbrich, you get a cookie, not a biscuit. You get a cookie. All right,
Charles gives Ulbrich his cookie, not a biscuit. Yeah, he still got some proving to do. But Charles, I appreciate you coming in, my man. Thank you for all the support on the channel. I greatly appreciate you. No problem. Enjoy your Victory Monday, baby.
No problem, my friend. Have a good day.
You too, brother. All right. On to the next caller. Guys, again, if you want to join in and share Victory Monday celebrating, enjoy the celebration of Victory Monday, click the link at the top of the chat and join the show. We got the next caller. What's up, Naft?
Yo, dude, what's up?
What is up, my man? How you doing? Oh, we lost him. Nath came in and he left. I don't know what happened there. So I'm sure Nath will be returning shortly. I'm not sure what happened. But guys, don't be shy. Come on in. Come speak some Jets with me.
Hey man, I'm back. My phone.
All right, you're back.
No, so I'm the dude from Israel, man. I just want to come on and say that
Oh, no way. You're the dude from
Yeah,
Israel.
man.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, dude. I just wanted to come on. I just wanted to tell you that last night, like, the Jets game is on here at nighttime. So
What time?
Usually I fall asleep during Jets games because they're like, the
What time
Jets
do they start over there?
starts at like 8, but after my day at work and I have like 2 daughters and like,
Of course.
the day goes on. But I was on pins and needles all night, man. Pins and needles. I can't believe my wife was sleeping right next to me. She was like, shut up, shut up, shut up. I'm like, I'm not shutting up. The Jets are going 2-2. I can't do this.
Oh my God.
But I'm not gonna waste. It's already late here, but I'm not gonna waste a lot of your time. I just wanted to say that, dude, you're awesome. I'm watching every time that I can. I can't watch all the time, but whenever I can, I jump on it. And you're awesome, dude.
I appreciate that. I have a question for you, real quick.
Yeah.
What's it like over there in terms of is there any other Jets fans that you're friends with?
I have American friends that I grew up. When I got married, I moved up to like a different city, but where I grew up, I have like a friend that's a Texans fan, Broncos, Raiders, Niners. We're all from different places, but I got one Jets guy, but like he's in the army, so he's in the military, so like
Yeah.
But yeah, life is good here.
Yeah, I love to hear that the Jets fans are global and they're supporting this fan base, and I appreciate you tuning into my channel all the way from Israel. And I wish nothing but the best for you and your family. And let's go Jets, man! I appreciate your support.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Woo!
Beat the Dolphins, baby.
Beat the Dolphins. 3-2 on the way, and I'll see you next.
Let's go,
Monday
man. Yeah, we'll
for
talk.
the next Victory Monday. All right, man. Have a good one.
You too.
Great call right there. Another great call. Man, it feels good to get you guys on the channel. So please click the link at the top of the chat and join Victory Monday. We can all celebrate together, baby. Let's go. Tua is ruled out, which is breaking news officially. I mean, I expected that, but now it's official. So Teddy Bridgewater will be the quarterback. All right, guys, make sure you click on that link. We're going to get to the next caller. If you guys want to join the show, you're more than welcome to. What's up, Frank? Can you hear me, my man? Seems like your connection's a little poor there, Frank. Yo. Yo, yo, yo. All right. Frank he looks like he's out in nature in the forest with no service. Frank, let's see if it works now. Yo. Hey, loving the jersey, my man.
Thank you. I got the Wilson jersey.
Hey,
I'm in
representing.
Connecticut, so there's a lot of Patriots fans here.
Boo. Represent. Shove in that face. Tell them that we are in 3rd place and they're in last. I love it.
Of course. I had a friend that was texting me. He was going through it when the Patriots were on against Green Bay, and it was just funny. To me, at least.
I was rooting so hard against them because I had the Packers in my survival pool, and of course, they're the rivals. But how you feeling, man? You're representing your Zach Wilson jersey, proud at school right now. You walking in with a smile on your face, or what?
Oh, of course.
Dude, how good does that feel? What were your thoughts of yesterday's win? Do you have a question or any thoughts about what happened yesterday?
Well, at least I do have a question.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like, how do you think Sauce and DJ are gonna do against Tyreek and Waddle?
That's a great question. I wish I had the answers because Sauce and DJ Reed have been like balling out every single week, and now this is gonna be the biggest test because those 2 receivers are both top 5 in the league in receiving yards. So I'm not expecting them to shut them down at all, but I'm expecting them to limit explosive plays. If they can allow 1 explosive play from Tyreek Hill and that's it, then I like our chances to win that game. So I feel like it comes down to keeping them in front of them, right? Making sure there's safety help over the top and not allow miscommunications, because I trust Sauce Gardner to do his job on the outside. I trust DJ Reed on the outside, but my issue is the safeties, and they balled out yesterday. But I do feel like over the top and over the middle, deep routes is what's going to potentially hurt the Jets. If they can keep Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle in front of them, then I feel like that's the best chance defensively.
I would also say, too, since our defensive line actually got pressure with Teddy in, I don't think he's the same. So if we get to him enough, those details won't be there.
The four-man rush needs to get home, and if the four-man rush can do that, we had 3 sacks yesterday, all in the first half. We need more than that. I don't want to feel like I'm greedy over here, but we got talent, and I feel like this Jets team needs to get more pressure, 100%. And that's a big key. Force Teddy Bridgewater to throw that ball up. Let's get more picks. I mean, the Jets have 6 interceptions this year. It doesn't even feel that way.
Yeah. Well, there was 4 last game, so I mean, like.
Yeah, we just took advantage of that crappy quarterback play from both Mitch and Kenny, and I'll take it any day of the week. And now we have to go up against Teddy Bridgewater, who beat us last year, who is not a scrub, but he's no, Tua at least. So, anything else, Frank, you'd like to say?
I think Zach's going to have a better game, too, because when he came back off injury, that Houston game was his first game, and he also had a pretty rough game.
Yeah.
And we were all like,
and they won.
Is he? Yeah.
Exactly.
Just like the same as last week.
Very, very good comparison. I like that because Zach didn't have his best game against Houston in his return, but they still won. And then he went off to have 5 straight games and no picks and look good. So I like that comparison. Wow. Well, continue representing that Zach Wilson jersey loud and proud in school and talk all your crap to the Patriots fans because you deserve it.
I will, 100%.
All right, Frank, I appreciate you, my man. Have a good one.
All right. You too.
All right, another great caller. Again, guys, if you want to join in and celebrate Victory Monday, click that link at the top of the chat. As we get into the next caller, we got my guy Ray in the building. What's up, Ray?
Yeah. What's going on, Richie?
Hey, great to finally meet you, my man. How you doing?
Man, I'm out here in California, man. I was in I don't know if I can mention where I was eating at. I don't know if you have any restrictions on stores or stuff. I can mention
you can speak. Yeah, you can speak.
Okay, yeah. I was in Buffalo Wild Wings yesterday. I go 16 or 17 weeks in a row as long as the Jets is playing. I'm there.
I love that.
They're making a lot of money off me. I need to invest in that. But the question here it is. I was in there and it had like 10 to 12 Steeler fans. And that's all they did. They haggled me. They was talking about Pickett. Bring Pickett. We can't wait. I was like, all right, but hey, that's another, bring it on. Man, by the end of the game, it was like 2 minutes left and they were up and they had left out. But I was going, I was defending my team. I was telling, listen, I need all y'all here at the end of the game because I need all 10 of y'all to cry me a river. All 3 rivers. I need y'all to cry me a river. And they were leaving out. They left out. I didn't get the satisfaction, but hey, we won. I'm excited. I'm pumped up. Anyway, I'm not going to keep it too long, but great to meet y'all. I love watching your show, man.
Dude, Ray, I appreciate your support. I love that story. And, I love that you're supporting the Jets over there on the West Coast. I have an uncle in L.A. who supports the Jets over there as well. And you're enjoying sunny California. I'm jealous. It's not.
Oh, yeah. You see, in the backyard is relaxing, man.
Oh, I love the West Coast, man. I got to get myself over there again.
Hey, we need more. We need more Victory Mondays. We need like 7 more to go to hit that 10. I mean, 8.
Hey,
whatever we have. Let's go.
7 more Victory Mondays on this channel. I better see you at all 7 of them, Ray. Right there in sunny California with that great smile on your face. I appreciate the support.
There it is.
And it feels great that we have some Jets fans on the West Coast supporting this team. And I love that story of Buffalo Wild Wings, Steelers fans taking shots at you. And guess what?
We stand. That's right, baby. You go ahead and enjoy your day.
All right, man. You too, my man. Have a good one.
All right.
Great call there from Ray. Great to finally meet him. So there's Ray, who has been on this channel a lot in the live chat. So it's great to see Ray chiming in. And we got our next caller. Again, guys, if you want to tune in, let me know. We got Brian tuning in the whip, representing his Zach Wilson jersey. What's good, Brian?
You already know. I'm on my way back to school, but I had to stop when I saw you live streaming, bro. I'm a big supporter. Love the stream, love the channel. So I'm just coming in with my thoughts of the last game and up to this game. So I just thought from top to bottom, to start, offense, defense, special teams, I think that was the most complete game that we played for sure. The offense, the offense was good, but I was a little concerned with that third quarter drought. I think every Jet fan saw that third quarter drought was a little concerning. The protection starting to hold up a lot less, but it doesn't matter because, man, we got this guy number 2, man. That fourth quarter, that showed a lot to me. I think that showed a lot to Jet fans. He was in control. He was in command. Yes. We saw that Breece Hall quote, and we all know what he said. Come on. He just wants to take control of this team, and he wants to show that he is the future, and that's what I appreciate. Big win, 2-2, third place in division. We will take it. And
I love it.
So that's my other point is the next week, in this Dolphins week. This is going to be tough. We know the Dolphins are going to be a test. They're 3-1. They've been good this year. So the number one thing with the Dolphins is they have a creative defense. Obviously, with Mike McDaniel, you think he's an offensive guy, but we've seen in the past they throw some exotic blitzes where they pretend like they're going to go in coverage and they come all at you. So this is going to be a serious challenge for the offensive line. That's a makeshift offensive line. So what I want from the offense this week is I want, whether it's LaFleur, Saleh, they got to find the best 5 offensive linemen. As I think he made that quote already, the best 5, put them out there, find who it is, whether it's Mike Remmers, Cedric. I can't really pronounce his name, Cedric, but
yeah, me neither.
yeah. But however it is, we gotta find a way to at least make Zach comfortable in the pocket, because as we saw, Zach, so only 1 sack allowed last week. But the thing was, I think everybody saw there were a couple plays there. He was running for his life, man.
Oh, yeah.
Am I wrong? Like, it wasn't like he was rolling out.
If Flacco was out there, he would have been sacked like 5 times.
I said that so many times during the game. I was like, imagine Flacco in that play, what would have happened?
Exactly.
So it was nice to see him make something out of nothing. But a couple of plays, I mean, he's like throwing basketball passes out of bounds, and we're like,
he sacrifices completion percentage to live another down, and that's what I respect.
100%. So if we can just make him feel more comfortable inside and rolling out of the pocket, I really think, man, it's going to be a close game. I think these Dolphins fans, especially in the AFC's roundtable, you're going to go in. I think they're going to go at you. They're going to say, we're going to kill you guys. It's going to be a blowout. Man, if we can do those things, if we can protect Zach, the defense holds up like it did this week.
I like our
Jets
chances,
win, man. Jets win. 3-2, baby. 3-2.
Let's go.
Let's
Great
go.
call, Brian. I appreciate you as always, and represent that Zach Wilson jersey.
I will. 100%, baby. Let's
go.
go.
I appreciate the support, my man. Have a good one.
All right, you too.
Let's go. Another great call from another great Jets fan representing the Zach Wilson jersey. I'm loving the Jets gear that everyone's tuning in with. All right, guys, we're getting to the next call. Chris, Jets forever. You're Jets forever?
Yeah, I'm coming out. It's
No
been
way.
there the whole time. No.
Oh, my God. Wait, this is breaking news right here.
No. I'm just messing with everyone right now and messing with you, Rich. It's because no one knows who he is. I figured let me just post that.
Now you're
as
making me
my name.
question this. Now I'm thinking it's you, though. No.
So thanks for having me on and everything. But I actually have a question for you, because now we seem pretty stacked up. We have our basically our second year of our rookies are playing really, really well. It seems like every position there's someone there that's a stopgap, and with the offensive line coming up next year, we got Becton, we got Brown definitely coming back because he's going to be under contract. Mitchell hopefully has a speedy recovery. It sounds like he may come back towards the end of the year, but it's like I'm looking around, I'm looking at the draft board. So my question to you is like, who the hell are we going to draft next year? I don't really know where I'm going. Wow, we're really soft here, and we need someone here. So I want to celebrate. I'm enjoying the victory and everything. I'm enjoying the podcast, but that's my question to you.
Of course. And, you always have to have a perspective of the future of this team. And, Chris, I hope that the Jets they have a terrible draft pick in the first round. That's my goal. I hope we're talking about a 23rd, a 33rd, a 23rd pick right here. But that's best case scenario. I'm just making a joke. But listen, I think offensive line could be the center position. If there's another Tyler Linderbaum in this draft, which I don't know there is because he's a different type of prospect. But if there's a center out there that is like a generational talent or anything like that, I would love that to be the first round pick. You can argue a linebacker. You can argue another playmaker if you really want to get crazy. I think, even an interior defensive lineman, if Quinnen is, they want to really bolster that D-line, I think it's going to be either a trench player or a playmaker. So I think, a lot of factors is going to go into the draft. We don't know where we're drafting. We don't know who's going to be a big need on this team, and we don't know the free agency class going in. But I think it's wide open to see who this Jets team is going to draft. I would love a center because I feel like this offensive line would be a lot better without Connor McGovern behind center.
You're probably right. All right. Thanks, Rich. Enjoy.
All right, Jets Forever. It's great to see the reveal. I appreciate you, Chris. Peace out, man. All right. So we got the reveal of Jets Forever out there, for anybody's wondering. But the next guy, we got Josh tuning in. Josh,
what's
Jets
up,
Madden,
man?
23 highlights. What's good, bro?
What's up, man? You seen that win? Let's
Hell
go,
yeah. I like that
man.
sweatshirt. I like that.
Yeah, man. Yup.
Let's go. How you feeling about that dub?
Man, that was crazy. And another one, another close one. The Cleveland Browns ones, that game was crazy. I'm glad we won that game. And I'm glad we won this game too. Let's go.
Dude, I'm so pumped up. We got Zach Wilson back. What do you think about Zach's game?
Man, Zach Wilson did his thing. That's all I gotta say. He did his thing. It won't that good in the first and second quarter, but he came back in the fourth quarter and gave us that dub. Let's go.
Doesn't it feel good that we got a serious win to react to? Because like you said, the Browns game was good, right? It was a miracle. It was like that never happens. But this feels like a real NFL win.
Yeah, for real, though. But we're going to see against the Dolphins. I mean, really can't say that we're going to actually win that game. We can win that game for sure. But we just going to see when the time comes on Sunday. Like,
a lot of things got to go our way.
I'm two-turn. Like, I haven't felt like this about the Jets since 2015 when we had Fitzpatrick, Brandon Marshall, Eric Decker, Chris Ivory. 100%. Like I remember all that jank. So I'm a real live Jets fan. I've been a Jets fan since 2009. Yeah, 09. Yeah.
Wow, man.
When we had Sanchez. So I've been watching your channel for like some time now. I'm about to subscribe to you right after this live. I appreciate you bringing me on here, and I salute you in your channel, man. For real.
I appreciate that big time. You got a channel, Jets Madden 23 highlights. You post Madden highlights.
Yep. You can check out my channel on my videos on my channel by just clicking my name and like the usual. I'm right now doing Jets Madden videos right now on the Steelers.
Hey, let's go. I love that.
Yep. Got the Carl Lawson sack. Yep. So
I'll be definitely tuning into that. Guys, if you like Madden and you're a Jets fan, tune into Josh's channel.
Yep. I got a Instagram too called Jets Madden 23 highlights. So tune in if you like Jets highlights. Madden.
Awesome, man. That's awesome. Well, I appreciate you tuning in. I appreciate you subscribing to the channel. I'll definitely be checking out your channel. And let's go get this dub on next Monday. I want to see you a week from today celebrating a victory. Let's go.
You already know. Let's go. Appreciate you, man. Love.
Appreciate you, Josh. Let's go, Jets. All love, my man. Let's go. Another great caller. You guys are killing it today. This is what I'm talking about. I love seeing you guys come. All my subscribers. I want to develop a relationship. I love talking to the chat, but at the same time, I like to see the faces. I like to get the energy from the fans. We got another guy coming in who was here, I think, either last week or 2 weeks ago. Omar from South Florida is back. What's good, Omar?
What's up, Richie? How you doing?
I am elated.
Victory Monday.
Victory Monday, baby. How about that? How about that?
Listen, I gotta give a shout out to the fans, your fans. I mean, everybody's coming in here kind of realistic. Like we're not overblowing this win. It was 4 quarters of football. That's been the key right there, I want to say, for the Jets. We're playing 60 minutes. Cleveland played 58. I don't care. I don't apologize for that victory. Okay? They played 58 minutes of football. Pittsburgh stopped playing yesterday at like the 52-minute mark. So there you go. Maybe that's a testament.
It's not over till it's over, Omar. When I was live during the game, everyone in the live chat was saying, "Oh, it's over. We suck. I'm like, guys, there's a minute left in the third quarter. The game's not over." Like, and we saw that.
I think that's a testament to Saleh. I'm still a little suspect of some of the coordinators, but Saleh, his message, I think, is reaching to the guys to just keep playing and that means something. Even though he's been kind of a little bit of a disaster with the press conferences this year. I just want to say that Michael Carter and Sauce communicating with each other. They baited Kenny Pickett into that throw. The D line was living in the backfield all day long. When you go back and watch the film, which I know you will, I mean, it was really what we want to see. JJ had a solo sack that was awesome. Oh man, I love Sauce, but I think JJ was probably my favorite pick of the draft because of what of the build up to get him. So I just want to see him succeed. I wanted JJ more than Kayvon. I really didn't want Kayvon. So you can hate me for that, whatever, or anybody can hate me for that, whatever. I agree. And then the wide receivers and caught the freaking ball. What a concept. Corey Davis, thank you for catching the freaking ball, man. We know you're a good player, dude. Just catch the ball. And Conklin didn't fumble. Yeah, Conklin was huge too. Conklin was huge too. We only went to, I think, Garrett Wilson twice, but both of his plays were so elite and electric. He turned that one short pass into like 35 yards in the fourth quarter. Everybody stepped up. It was like you said, it was an NFL win, like you just said. And Zach, I mean, what can we say about Zach? He's that dude, He's a dog,
Say that again.
Oh man, he's a dog, man. Or, like I want to quote Jake Asman, our babyface assassin.
I love that. The babyface assassin.
Yeah, I mean, we played. I think I almost want to say we almost played elite in the first quarter, and then we kind of kept giving the game away. We tried to give that game away. So if we could just play 4 quarters of consistent football, continue to show progress, we could like the last caller said, we could beat Miami. They're tough. I'm 15 minutes from the stadium where I live, in the Fort Lauderdale area. I'm really close to the stadium. I'll be loving a Jets win and just drinking all their tears this week. I would love that.
Oh my gosh, I really hope we win for you.
Yeah, so we'll see. But again, let's continue to be realistic. We're a 500 team. Maybe that's what we are this year. But you know what? That's progress.
Oh my gosh, if we're 500,
9 wins.
You can't be 500 this year because it's an odd number.
Yeah. But 9 wins.
If we're 9 wins or 8 wins, that is a win for me.
Yo, there you go. So, hey, Richie, it's lunchtime. Let's go eat a damn snack.
Oh, it is lunchtime, baby. I'll be eating lunch right after this and enjoying. I don't know what I'm going to eat, but it's Victory Monday. Everything tastes better on Victory Monday, baby. All right, Omar, I appreciate you.
Thanks for taking my call.
We'll be celebrating next week. I promise.
Yes.
All right, man. Take care. Another great call from Omar, who is a great subscriber of Jake Osmond's show, of my show. I remember last time he was here, he had both of us up at the same time, so it's cool to have him back on the show. Appreciate you, Omar. Next caller is jamming behind the scenes. He is pumped up. He's the one and the only. It's the V-Man. Hey, why'd you stop playing? I wanted to bring you in while you were jamming out.
I was practicing a little. I've been working on a guitar solo. I don't know if you'll recognize it. I'm just going to play a couple notes.
I love it. I wish Jack was here. Jack would love to talk some with you.
Yeah, a little rusty.
Hey, I love it. V-Man is the man. Listen to this, guys. Everyone hype up V-Man in the chat right now. That ain't rusty. That's beautiful, V-Man.
But yeah, let's actually talk football. Play a proper guitar solo later.
Yeah, hell yeah. How you feeling about that win, man?
Oh, I feel good. Like, you know what? Because the thing was, I knew the Jets were going to win this game from the beginning. Before it's the Steelers. The thing is with the Steelers is they're notorious for the teams that they, quote unquote, they look down upon. They kind of they'll underestimate them and not properly prepare for them. It's like what happened in 2017 playoffs, the Jaguars. The whole week leading up to that playoff game, they were more preoccupied with getting ready for their quote unquote settling the score with New England, and then the Jaguars completely walked all over them like it was nothing.
Yeah.
And then you had 2020, Juju Smith-Schuster comes out, says the Browns is the Browns. I'm on a phone call. Sorry, Mom. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Yeah, but no, like I said, yeah. So I had that feeling that they were kind of going to come in, say, oh, we don't have to worry. It's just the Jets. Because let's be honest, nobody respects us.
Yeah, they don't.
So
no one's going to respect us until we prove it.
I thought they were going to come in and they were going to be a little bit caught off guard, but we were going to catch them a little off guard and have kind of competitive, bit ugly type of game like we ended up having.
And it's the same thing this week. Look, Dolphins fans aren't respecting us. We got Dolphins fans saying 58-3 Dolphins, and I love that. I love that Dolphins fans are expecting to pound us. I absolutely love that.
Oh, yeah, no, I love that. Like, yeah, you are going to be pounding us with Teddy Bridgewater. We're going to be honest, he was not playing. They're not going to deal with the PR nightmare of, even if he was clear, they're not going to deal with the PR. They don't want to deal with the PR nightmare that'll come up.
No, Tua is already ruled out. So it's going to be Teddy Bridgewater, and the Jets got a really big division, probably the biggest game of the season.
Oh, yeah, no, you get 3-2. Then here's the thing. You get the Packers who are having wide receiver issues. Like, they're coming straight from across the pond with no bye, so they're going to have a little bit of a jet lag. Then you got a Broncos team who's been, like, totally –
Javonte Williams out for the year.
It's totally been, like, underwhelming. Like, Nathaniel Hackett completely a hack. And then you got the Patriots team that's probably looking at starting a third-string quarterback.
Yeah, man, the schedule is getting light, and it's up to the Jets to take advantage of the schedule. Really, because listen, V-Man, I think we both agree that we wanted to go 2-2 to start off the season, and that was the best case scenario, and we did just that.
Oh, yeah. Another thing before I play, a quick mention, exquisite late-game clock management by Robert Saleh.
Thank you. He deserves credit because everyone craps on Saleh when he does crap, and nobody praises him when he does something good. So say that again, V-Man. The way Saleh managed the clock in that game to allow the Steelers no time left to score. So let's hear it.
I'll leave you with this guitar. This one you'll definitely recognize.
Hey, I gave you the floor. You didn't even notice. I went like this. You were in a true solo. Oh, V-Man left. Okay, V-Man, that was an excellent way to to leave there. Shout out to V-Man for ripping that solo. All right, guys. Shout out V-Man. That was a great way to finish off the stream. So, guys, we're going to finish off the stream right now. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for this Victory Monday stream on the channel. If you guys are not already, please do me a gigantic favor and hit that thumbs up button if you did not already to get the 200 likes. Shout out to Mojo. If you guys want to download the app, now is the time to invest in your New York Jets. Download the app today and make your money on Zach Wilson because he's going to explode on the market, baby. This is the time you want to invest in Zachy Boy. So I appreciate you guys wholeheartedly in the chat. This is a fun stream, a fun celebration, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Monday. And let's go Jets. Yes, Anthony. Shout out to Anthony in the chat. I will be there Sunday. It's Jets Media Day. It is Jets Media Day on Sunday. First ever Jets Media Day. Hopefully we can have another one next year. We can get you guys all out there. Much love, Richie. Love the content as always, and enjoy the rest of your Victory Monday. Right back at you, JT. Appreciate that. Bro played an outro. Oh, yeah, he did. I love it. Joyner has that closing speed. Oh, yeah. All right, guys, we appreciate you. Let's go Jets. We're 2-2, and we're coming to the Dolphins next. 3-2 on the horizon. Boom.